We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Kick and Twitch. What? Yes, Twitch. And most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Happy Thursday to you. My, oh my, do we have a stacked show today. We have, when I say a lot to talk about, I say we have a lot to talk about. Capital. A lot. Yes. Hello, Blabs. Good to see you. Good morning.
Hello. Actually, it's June 26th, which is multiple days in meaning, and it's 626 Stitch Day. I also wore this hat for Kirsche because trans bucket hat.
Wait, what? It's what? June 26th, multiple what?
Multiple meanings for June 6th, 26th. There's multiple references in the day, like historically, but also Stitch.
I'm not following anything what you're talking about. At all.
Okay.
I mean,
It's
I get
fine.
the Stitch thing.
Yeah, right. There's other historical things in the day of June 26th throughout time and space, Anyway.
Kirsche, do you have any idea what she's talking about?
Wibbly wobbly timey-wimey?
Ohana means family, and family means kicking your sister the fuck out of the house.
That's right. That's the new thing in the new Lilo and Stitch.
That's the new thing.
Yeah. I didn't see the live action, because why would I want to do that when I can just go watch the original,
Apparently that's the thing. That's the thing when it comes
Although
to
I heard it wasn't even that bad. Like, I had some friends go and watch it, and they're like, it was blown out of proportion on the internet, as all things are, but she does, she kind of leaves her sister.
Yeah, but like rewriting the entire point of the movie is very silly in my opinion. Yeah. And it made a lot of money. It made a fuck ton of money. And everyone's like, how would this make money? Does nobody remember what happened in the original? And it's like, well, that's the point of rewriting IPs, because not enough people will remember to matter.
I said it was going to make $1 billion, and it's closing in. I think it's at over 900 million right now. And once again, Craig was right. we'll see. $1 billion. Can you imagine having $1 billion?
That's a lot of money. I could not imagine having $1 billion.
It's a lot of moolah right there.
What would you do with $1 billion? $1
billion?
On an island. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd buy an island and then buy a staff and then just be like, hey, let's go. Let's go.
Buy staff.
You're just
gonna buy them, not gonna hire them. This is like, you are my property now.
Well, no. I mean,
I thought you meant like a wizard staff, not like slaves.
What is it, like Gandalf? I'm Gandalf the Grey.
Not slaves, Kirsche. Workers. Difference.
But if they're the only other people on your island, I mean,
no. I mean, they could go home to their house if they want. They could leave at any time, Kirsche.
I'm sure they could, and then they get near the plane and then they get spirited away and then, their life is in the jungle now.
They could leave any time. No, I would, I would have get a couple butlers or something and let them wipe my butt and do all the fun things that butlers do. Don't butlers do?
I don't think butlers wipe your butt, actually.
No.
I think that might be a bridge too far.
Bidets for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know these things. I'm not rich. I don't have $1 billion. So
I want a bidet. I want a bidet, and I want it to be like a colored bidet instead of like a white one. Get like an emerald green or a royal blue.
So you sitting on like a forest?
Yeah, exactly.
I used a bidet once when I was in Japan.
Yep.
And it was one of those things where you go like, I don't know how I feel about what's happening right now. Have you ever used the bidet before, Kirsche?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, wow. And what did you
She
think?
really wants it still.
Yeah, they're nice. They get you clean.
Cleaned up. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not one of those paper users, are you? Ew, how lowbrow.
No. No. Why does it always come back to butt wiping talk on this show?
I think she's sponsored by, was it Man Wipes or some shit?
No, I don't have a sponsor. I just like minty fresh butthole.
No.
No. Well, look, I'm telling you right now. We got a good one today. If the first 5.5 minutes of the show is any telling, we're gonna have a good show today.
Why are you referencing the rest of the show to minty fresh buttholes?
No, I'm
That's
saying that.
how it feels to have one when you watch side scrollers.
Thanks. No, I'm just saying. I think that's the best side scrollers, like having a minty fresh butthole. There it is, right there.
I'm not a fan of this
Tagline.
slogan.
I'm saying we can make this thing work. I think
Overruling that one.
you just got to own it. You got to own it sometimes.
Own the minty fresh butthole.
I mean, don't make it weird, but yeah.
Dude, these are the words coming out of your mouth that I'm literally just questioning back to you.
It's
and
not
you're saying,
weird to
"Don't
have a
make it
clean
weird."
butthole, Blabs.
Yeah. What's up with that? I'm just saying.
Wait, what?
What?
Maybe it is weird for you, Blast, but not for me.
I'm so confused.
You know what I'm not confused about is Yarrow Guido, who became a brand new Plus member over at Side Scrollers Plus. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support over
Hey,
there.
yo, thanks, Guido.
Let's go. Hey, a quick reminder, you guys can become Side Scrollers Plus members and support the wonderful anime Fox lady who is directly in the center of the screen by using the link in the chat. It's a great little thing we have going on over here with Side Scrollers Plus. We have Kirsche has joined us. We have the amazing Wicked Virtue and Lady Desiree, who have all become Plus partners. We have many more coming soon. So lots of people lined up to become Plus members to continue to add value for you, my friends. So join us over at SidescrollersPlus.com. If you're new to us over here on YouTube or Twitch or Rumble or Kick or wherever you're tuning in, make sure you hit the subscribe or follow button. Join the 127,000 just normal men over on YouTube and the many thousands more watching over on Kick and YouTube and everywhere else. So our best to get you 1,337 likes. That's always the goal. As I mentioned, we are back over on Twitch. We've entered the hellscape that is. Return there after nearly 2 years, and it's been nuts. You can find us over at twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig. That's my old account, which we're now streaming to. Drop us a follow over there if you want, or you're so inclined. You can use your Twitch Prime on us. We'd appreciate that. You can find over on Plus right now, Blabs playing. My God.
You can't even remember the game she's playing?
No, I remember the game. I just don't want to remember the insanity that was. Kirsche, you ever played Contra before?
No.
Okay, Contra is a run and gun game. It's a bullets everywhere. You got to move and duck and dive. It's like dodgeball the game except with bullets. It's classic. She played Contra 3: The Alien Wars. This is a classic on the Super Nintendo. Which I'll tell you this right now. If you want to just slowly pull your eyes out. I mean, people pull their eyes out. This is like slowly, just like that. That's what this was for the 30 minutes. So upsell that really well. Next week, it gets even better as she plays TMNT 4, Turtles in Time, which one of the best beat 'em ups of all time. So join us over at Side Scrollers Plus. Also over on Plus, yesterday we did a live watch through of American Pie, which, man, that was awesome. We had a great time.
I still can't believe you guys haven't seen that movie.
Oh, I have many times, but Blabs had never seen it.
It's true.
And you enjoyed it though, right?
It was funny.
Yeah.
I had a good time. It was funny. It was good with Eric and Cecil too.
Yeah, Eric and Cecil were wonderful on it. So you can go watch the entire movie with us over at Side Scrollers Plus and see the reaction to it as we go along, which is great. We always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History, so I look forward to seeing how this one went. We're kind of 0 for the week so far, Blabs.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, I'm hoping today's a good one here. So why don't you fire it off, then I'll tell you the things that we missed, because I got to be honest, not feeling a whole lot of faith in you today.
Well, anyway.
Oh, no! You screwed it up so bad!
I actually have one of these games though, physically.
Oh, hold on. Let me guess. Is it Ratatouille? Disney?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably Ratatouille.
I have it on PC. It's currently sitting in my closet. I've got the box and everything. When when they used to sell the big ass PC boxes, right? Anyway, Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards was released in 2000. Atari Anniversary was released in 2001, and then Disney Pixar Ratatouille, which is actually a really fun game, super fun, was released in 2007.
Of all the games,
Never played Ratatouille.
Yeah,
I think I remember you saying that last year, but I really like Ratatouille. It's fun.
Did you say you put this on the game list 2 years in a row?
That's right, baby.
Jesus Christ! When all the games you could have chosen include Lunar the Silver Star for the Sega CD.
Lunar's an expensive game to buy in current year too.
I would think specifically for the Sega CD, it'd be quite a pretty penny. You did put Kirby on, which is great, Blabs, excellent. I cannot believe you did not include Beautiful Joe for the GameCube. That's like sacrilegious.
But did you see Ratatouille?
No, I see Ratatouille right here. Great, Blabs. Also, let's see. Shovel Knight, one of the biggest indie titles of all time. Shovel Knight. Dead Cells, another massive, massive game. The Crew 2. Holy moly. Look, down there you got Tamagotchi Plaza.
You're underwater, Craigathy.
Thank you. Sorry, sometimes when I get upset and I talk a lot, I go underwater.
Listen, I could have put the Amazing Spider-Man in from Andrew Garfield's movie, but I didn't do it. So
there's so much here, Blabs, that
Is this
you
a
missed
threat?
today. Yeah. Is that a threat? But yeah, so there we
I
go.
love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, so.
I've never seen the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans.
I haven't either.
Tobey
I don't watch
Maguire's my
Cape
boy.
stuff.
I stand with Toby. How about that?
Have you seen all the Spider-Man movies, Craig? Of
No,
those three?
I saw the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Yeah, the three of them.
Let's see. I've seen the one. The
So
first
you're like,
one,
he's
obviously.
my boy, but you didn't even see all of them.
You know,
The
yeah.
only,
You're a big
the only
fat phony.
Spider-Man thing that I know is that there's a song by Dashboard Confessional called Vindicated, and that was in a Spider-Man movie. That is the beginning and my end of Spider-Man movie knowledge.
Right.
I think, yes, I have seen the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, but I did not see the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans. And I did
the Tom
see.
Holland ones?
Wait, there's been Tom Holland, is it Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire? Are you kidding me? There's been that many Spider-Mans in the last 20 years?
You guys keep
You've
saying
been
names.
Living under the rock?
I saw the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse thing. That was pretty okay.
Hey, that's another Spider-Man.
Oh my God, how many
Yeah,
Spider-Mans
didn't
do
they
we
make
need?
a recent Spider-Man where they made
Yeah,
Mary
it's the
Jane Black?
animation one. Yeah, it's Miles Morales one. But actually, I quite enjoyed the animation ones in comparison to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, so I thought they were pretty shit.
There's so many Spider-Mans. I can't believe how many.
Wait, do you seriously don't know Tom Holland's Spider-Man?
I thought I thought Tom Holland was Andrew Garfield. That's how.
For fuck's sakes, how do you do that?
I don't know.
Look, just because they're two British guys doesn't mean you get to mix them up.
They're two generic white guys who with the same haircut.
Every single name you guys have spouted off, I would not be able to pick out in a lineup. Who are these people?
Even Eric is right. All three of them are in Spider-Man No Way Home, the last MCU Spider-Man movie.
Didn't see it.
I don't watch MCU.
There you go. Base.
I don't understand how I'm the one getting fired today when these two don't even know who Tom Holland is or Andrew Garfield. It's like, what the fuck?
How could my life improve by knowing who Tom Holland is?
I don't know, because he's been in the last biggest MCU movies in the last 5
Yeah, but
years.
I don't care about the MCU.
Like
Hold on.
Avengers Endgame? Did you not see that?
No.
Wow. You were the first person.
I have not seen.
Even
Okay,
my
that's
mother
not,
has
I've
seen
seen
Avengers
one. I
Endgame.
think I've seen one Avengers movie, and it's the one where like the entire city explodes, and Iron Man's house gets like bombed off the cliff, and then one of them gets sucked into the sky. I don't remember who gets sucked into the sky, but one does, and that's it. That's all I remember.
Look, you can't tell me the two guys on the right of this are not the exact same person.
They're literally not even the same age. Tom Holland is literally like 3 days younger than me, and Andrew Garfield's what, like 10 years older than me? No, they're not even the same.
Is this a fuck, marry, kill situation?
Okay, let's play it. Let's do the FMK. All right, here we go, Blabs. You got to FMK these three Spider-Mans. Here we go.
Alright, I think I'm gonna marry. Oh no, I don't know. I think Andrew Garfield's once come out and said he was bi or
Which
something
one's
like that.
who's that? Which one's that?
Oh, for fuck's sake, we just had this conversation.
I don't know
Andrew's
who
in
any
the
of these
middle.
are.
Okay, hold
Yeah,
on.
but the one in the middle I'm gonna kill. I don't like the way he looks.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, real quick.
And apparently he's bi.
By the way, this is all
I
in
don't know.
Minecraft.
I swear, I think there was like some sort of thing. I can't. Don't quote me on this.
Okay, well, real quick. Let's just so everyone's on the same page. This is Tobey Maguire,
Fucking
Okay.
right.
right? Who's this guy?
That's Andrew.
Okay, and this guy's Tom Holland.
That's Tom. It's literally Tat.
Okay.
Man,
Toby,
I'm
Andrew,
actually
Tom.
disappointed because like I was hoping every time you said Andrew Garfield, he would be like, I don't know, some like older looking guy, but he just looks like a freak, and now I'm sad.
They look like the exact same
Garfield
people.
is not a freak. What the fuck?
Just saying. Okay, so Blabs, you would marry this guy in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or fuck. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. So
You know, what? I'm gonna kill Tom Holland.
wow.
Survival of
Okay.
the fittest.
All right. So this guy over here. Yeah. I mean, he does have no chest at all. Like he looks like he actually does the opposite of lifting weights, which is I don't know what that is, but there we go.
Couch potato, but like not enough to not have your metabolism take care of it.
Yeah. And Tobey Maguire over here. What about you, Kirsche? Who would you FMK?
Oh, this is easy. All right, I don't know their names, so I'm gonna marry the one on the left, kill the one in the middle, and then fuck the one on the right. Not in that order because you gotta fuck before you marry, you know. But I feel like the one on the left would be the better husband.
Okay. Yeah. It's understandable for sure. Okay. Blabs, how do you feel about that?
Listen, I'm just gonna pull up some photos of Andrew because apparently Kirsche has no idea. This one's the prettiest one.
I don't know.
No, I don't find
on.
this man attractive. Look at that fucking picture right next to it on the
yes.
right. Look at his fucking face.
Yes.
He is a gargoyle.
That's just
He is a gargoyle, woman.
What's a gargoyle? Like,
You don't know what a
look at his
gargoyle is?
Face.
Like a statue?
Yeah, like one of those like grotesque statues.
Ew.
I mean, I
No,
agree.
you know what? No. I'm not listening to fuck all about Kirsche and a man taste. She thinks Asmongold is good looking. Like, what the fuck are we even doing here?
I like
No.
his personality. He reminds me of me when I was younger, but he just never fixed himself.
Wait,
oh
so
my god.
was that Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield? I
That
don't
was
remember.
Andrew Garfield. For fuck's sakes, Craig, we just looked at all of them. Can't you remember names and photos?
No, not
now
really.
whenever
You
I
drunk?
see a ginger that looks like a meth head, I'm gonna remember Andrew Garfield.
See, now you know. I'm with you on that. I think that he looked very weird in that. I just apparently listen. If that's what you're into, Blabs, okay.
Even in an episode of Doctor Who, you played like a little American dude. It was quite funny.
Yeah.
I like playing fuck, marry, kill with you guys. Let's bring up more celebrities I don't know.
Pull it
Screw
up.
the
Let's go.
topics, let's just do this.
Let's do it. Yeah. I'm with you on that. See, because here's the thing. Can I tell you a story real quick?
Okay.
I tried to do like an FMK series.
Oh, no.
I'm talking like a decade ago, back when I had this brand called Screw Attack, and I remember my staff being like, "We can't do that. We can't do that. That will get us in so much trouble." And you know what? It makes so much sense now because all my staff back then have jumped off the loony bin and they are insane. So now it makes sense.
My mods really wanted to set up a like prisoner or relationship material. I guess it was like prisoner or boyfriend kind of game for me. Because every time someone would tell me like about a band or like a celebrity or something, and I'd bring them up and I'd be like, "Oh, that guy's kind of cute." Chat would be like, "Kirsche, he was arrested for multiple assaults. Kirsche, he was arrested for having CP. Kirsche, he was arrested." It's just like, why is every single one I find cute a degenerate? Okay, why is this? I need help.
Bad taste in men.
I do, clearly. They're either gay or a felon, and I'm tired of it.
Blabs, you need to find about, I don't know, 6 more celebrities so we can play
I just
FMK.
did. It's literally pulled up.
Okay, all right, then let's
For this
keep.
version, I'm gonna call it "Fuck, Marry, Kill Captain America."
Oh
This is
boy.
three, however you want to call it, the latest MCU.
Did you throw a Homelander in there just to throw us off?
No. It's Anthony Mackie, Chris Evans, and what's his face's name? Baby Kurt Russell.
What?
What's a
Yeah,
Kurt Russell?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Kurt Russell? His son, Wyatt Russell? That's his name. Wyatt.
I don't know who either of those people are.
You don't
Okay.
know Goldie Hawn's husband?
What's a Goldie Hawn?
What the fuck? How do you?
What's a Goldie Hawn? All right, here we go. This one may be better. Blast, pull this up. All right. Drop Barracuda came in. It says Asmongold, Pirate Software, or Hassan.
Why?
Good fucking God.
Answer Chris Evans as like #1 of these guys?
Okay, well, Blabs, which one would you do?
Oh, for fuck's sakes, fine. I'd marry Chris Evans, fuck Anthony Mackie, I'd probably kill Walker, aka Baby Russell.
Wow. Okay.
This is hard to do while one of them is wearing a mask.
Maybe that's how they like
it's
it.
literally Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn's little spawn. It's gotta be a good-looking person.
I don't know what those are!
Oh my god, I don't understand. How am I always constantly called the incompetent one or the ignorant one? And we just have a full-on display of not even knowing anybody from Tom Holland to Goldie Hawn.
Well, I've never claimed to know these people. I've always been very open about, hey, I don't watch this shit.
Hey, Blaz, I actually have a footage of Tom Holland here. This actually.
That's not even Tom Holland. She was referencing Andrew Garfield as a gargoyle. You fucking idiot.
Oh, here he is.
Jesus
Got him.
Christ, you can't even do the punchline right. You can't even do it right.
My fault.
Well, you know, he's just that forgettable, Blabs, okay?
Yeah, I don't. They both look the exact same.
I feel like if they have to like question Craig ever, like if he was witnessing like a robbery or something, and they show photos, he's like,
give me a picture of that masked man.
And he would just be like pointing out the innocent guy, like, oh yeah, that was totally him, and like some random innocent guy would be sent to jail because Craig can't remember. Fuck off.
Why would I need to remember something that's totally inconsequential? Like,
okay, anyway.
like
I can't play the fuck, marry, kill without knowing what that masked guy looks like.
Yeah, Blaz, pull up the mask guy so she has a good idea. All right, we need to know for Kirsche exactly what that is. So, and this is
I need to make an informed choice.
He
Okay.
literally looks like the spawn of Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
I don't know what those are.
No idea what that is.
That's not my fault.
If you told me to draw a Goldie Hawn, I would draw like Han Solo in a gold costume. Like I don't like what the fuck is that?
I'm surrounded by retards.
Okay, he's pretty cute. Not so much with a beard. He should absolutely shave that beard.
Yeah, that beard does not do him any favors. There you go. There's Goldie Hawn. There's Kurt Russell. The parents.
Oh.
You definitely have seen movies of these two actors. They're pretty
Yeah,
good.
I mean, she looks familiar.
Oh, good. Fuck.
All right, so in that Captain America picture,
Yeah.
I would probably fuck the guy in the center,
Of course,
marry the
Chris
guy
Evans.
on the right, and kill the guy on the left.
So you kill the black man.
Yeah.
All right.
Why'd you have to bring this race into it?
Yeah,
I'm
geez,
just
Blabs.
wondering here, man.
Hey, we have Kirsche's version of Goldie Hawn over here. There we go.
Yeah, see? Exactly.
Thanks, Grok, for that. That's excellent. You got any more brain busters, Blabs?
You know what? Ask the chat. I'm too busy.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it, Kirsche. Asmongold, Pirate Software, Hassan, FMK.
Well, you see, obviously I would marry Asmongold, even though they spelled his name wrong, but then that leaves Pirate Software or Hassan, and I don't want to fuck either of them.
Well, you have to.
You
That's
know
the name
that
of the
like
game.
Hassan has a dirty wiener.
What the fuck? No, I've never thought about Hassan's wiener in my life.
He just looks like a slut, you know? Like he probably doesn't use protection. Let's be real.
You know,
Anyway.
the clips that are going to come out of this, Sam, have fun with this, buddy.
I don't ever want to have to think about Hassan's wiener.
Well, you literally just did the whole FMK with this, and I was like, you know, neither one.
Well,
of
it's like
these
obviously I would just
people
kill
feel,
Hassan
they all
in
just
this
seem
theoretical.
really unhygienic, like they don't take care of themselves, and Hassan just looks like a giant slut.
Aren't the Turkish known for their gay bathhouses?
These are questions that I just don't.
Things.
I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to say for the answer for this strictly hypothetical, yes, they are. Okay, the Turkish are known for their gay bathhouses. So Blabs, here we go. Asmongold, Pirate Software, or Hassan, FMK.
I don't want to touch any of them. Like I just
That's
told
not-
you, they seem so unhygienic. I'd be like throwing up anywhere near them.
Not how it works, Blabs. You have to play the game.
Well, I'm gonna kill Hassan because he hates me.
Okay.
In
In Minecraft, guy. So just, you know. Twitch.
Power World.
Okay. Okay. Who would you F?
repulsion,
Who would you marry?
They both have long hair and they both look so greasy.
Yeah, but you could make them shower with your womanly powers.
That's right.
I'll just have to snap my fingers and be like, go, shower, shoot.
Exactly.
Treat him like a dog. Dude, fine, Craig, who would you do?
This game is not for me.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Participate.
Look, if I was a female in this situation,
You can totally assume you are. It's 2025.
That's true. Yes, I'm now the black lesbian. We understand that. I would marry Asmongold. No, this is hard.
I don't think it's that hard at all.
Yeah, I would marry Asmongold. I guess if I had to, I would make sweet, sweet love to PirateSoftware.
What the fuck?
Well, that's the idea, and then I would kill Hassan.
No, it doesn't say make sweet, sweet love to. It just says fuck. What the hell?
That means you don't give a fuck.
Oh my god, Craig is thinking a little too hard about this.
No, trust me.
Do you have a
I'm not
thing for the
overthinking it.
long-haired PirateSoftware fraud?
No, I have no interest.
He
in
wants to
any
see
of this.
PirateSoftware in a dress.
What's his name? Thor. Hey, Thor, put on that dress. Where's your high heels? Gross. Hey, it is. Yeah, that's right. It is Pride Month. Thanks, chat.
That's true. It's still legal for a few more days.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, all right. Well, thank you, Draw Barracuda, for that. That's wonderful. Okay, so do you have any more FMK's Blabs that you want to throw out there? Any from the?
Well, considering Kirsche doesn't seem to know any celebrity, I
That's
feel
even
like
better.
Yeah, that does make it kind of
right.
funnier.
Yes.
Oh, hang on. What about like the Avengers? Besides Captain America, like we'd have to get you to like rank if you'd marry or fuck the Hulk.
Well, I mean, that could be a fun time, right?
You know what? Yeah. Throw that out there. All the Hulks.
All the
Right.
Hulks.
Yes.
All
What
the
the
Hulks images. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, even She-Hulk shows up.
There you go.
Oh, boy.
Let's get them on the list
All
here.
right, let's see. Open image. Okay. All right.
Chat Hulk smash. That's great. While we pull it up, Fry, I want to let you know that we're late because of me every day. Anthony, thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Yes, we love having the Crazy Fox Lady on. Zimaru says, I can't believe you let Kirsche back on the show after the June 12th Kirsche erection, where her and her supporters violently took over the show and hacked you and locked you out. Hundreds died. Do better. Listen, she's been pardoned, okay?
There was an internal investigation, and we found I did nothing wrong.
That's right. Oh, my gosh. Thank you very much. See, thank you, Anthony. Appreciate that. That's wonderful. Blabs, did you have it pulled up?
Yeah, I've been waiting this entire time. It's right here.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know what the fuck they are. That's Red Hulk. That's Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. You know, the normal green Hulk. That's She-Hulk. I don't know what the ones on the left and the right are.
Oh, I thought when we were ranking Hulks, it was gonna be like the people behind the Hulk, because these are just like different colored, the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. I got another one. Perfect. Right here. Perfect. Look at this. I'm gonna zoom
We're
in.
looking, yes.
Zoom.
There we go. That's better. Okay. Yeah, we have Lou Ferrigno over on the left. We have Mark Ruffalo on the right. Is that Ed? Yeah, it's Ed Norton. I forgot Ed
Yeah,
Norton.
it's
was
Ed
one.
Norton
Mark
on
Buffalo.
the middle right. And who the hell is the guy on the left? I totally forgot.
Okay, let's take the guy on the left out of it because I know the two on the right and the one on the far left. So Kirsche.
The guy on the like far left makes me think of Wilson from Home Improvement.
Yeah, right. He needs a fence in front of his face.
Bill Bixby? That's
Wilson.
what chat's saying is the one on the left? Like
Okay,
right here?
He kind
That's
of
Ed
looks
Norton.
like a shark.
Okay, I see that with the sharky nose. Yeah.
You see, this one would be really hard for me because like the far left and then the guy with like the 5 o'clock shadow next to Mr. Buffalo, both of them are like marry material.
So but that's not how the game works. So you have to.
I know.
Yeah. See, we're making.
Wait, but
hard
there's
decisions.
four. There's four. So does this mean I either get to do like double murder or have like
Sure.
a polygamous
Bonus
triangle?
round.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, in that case, I mean, I don't know. I guess I would probably like fuck the guy on the far left, marry the guy with the 5 o'clock shadow next to Mr. Buffalo, and then
what would you do with the guy on the right who is a Looney Tune? What would you do? Oh, the thoughts. This is tough.
I'd kill Mark Ruffalo.
Wow. Okay. Jeez. Blabs over here letting her political.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna kill the buffalo and the shark.
No, Ruffalo, not Buffalo.
Yeah, Mr. Buffalo. That's his name to me.
I like it.
I mean,
like
listen,
it.
he was really cute in the 90s, but like he went downhill, so you know.
Hell, you're right. Blab's just coming off straight up as insane. She's dying.
Why? Because I'm like the only one here who understands who actors are.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know who they are, so I can't save them based on their roles, because, you know, I don't know who they are.
There we go. All right. Well, that was a fun little game.
The heck. Anyway, if you guys have any suggestions, let us know.
Hey, Future Boy's right. The song's Ding Dong lives.
That's not what I said. I just literally thought of the three of them. I'm like, ew, ew, ew. I'm like, Hassan is the least ugly of the three, but still, like, you know, he's a very slutty man.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you saying you think that Hassan is hot?
That's not what I said. I said the least ugly.
The least ugly. Okay, so Blabs
I definitely would not agree with that.
You think Asmongold is better looking than Hassan?
Well, yeah, because, you know, someone's personality can make them outwardly ugly.
We're literally not even doing that. We're literally looking at looks. Say, oh my god, it's fine, whatever.
Hey, what about this? Here we go. Raziel's got a good one. FMK, Boogie, Dark Phil, or ReviewTech USA.
I'm jumping off a bridge. That's
okay. I know what Boogie and DSP look like. I do not know what ReviewTech looks like.
All right, hold on. Let's play the game. This is good. Let's do it. Hold on. I'll pull them all up so we have them all ready to go. Because I think this is probably the most important one we've done possibly ever. Okay.
DSP's managed to keep a wife somehow all these years, right? So there's something's got to be going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's true. He may be able to deliver what he has going on. I think you may be right. Okay. So we have a FMK Boogie 2988.
Jesus Christ.
Versus DSP versus ReviewTech USA. And I think it's important that we pull everybody up as a reference here.
Can we just choose to, like, kill ourselves with the bullet instead?
Like, can I just jump off a bridge, bro?
Well, here's Boogie, right? For those who aren't familiar, right there, there's Boogie. Okay. Here's Darkside Phil, right? Darkside Phil over here, quintessential Phil. And then you've never seen ReviewTech USA, have you?
I've never seen ReviewTech USA. I've heard the name.
Well, here he is.
What she thinks is hot.
Oh no, he's bald. Baldlets. When will they learn?
Okay, so you gotta pick here, Kirsche. Which one's it gonna be? FMK, Boogie, DSP, or ReviewTech USA?
I think I choose to eat the bullet myself. Actually.
Oh, just
I think that's the only way out of that scenario.
Oh my gosh, just slowly just looking at you're like, oh, who do I kill? And you just slowly like turn the gun to yourself.
Yes, exactly. It's just like the choices that must be made on this day are not the correct ones, but the ones we are forced to make.
Jesus Christ. All right, we do see all your super chats, direct donations, and Rumble rants, and we're going to get to all of them throughout the show. We appreciate your support. I don't even know where we're at on the show. I don't
know anywhere. I'm still surprised that Kirsche's like, Goldie Hawn is just Han Solo in a gold outfit.
I don't watch movies. I only watch movies with other people, and I don't really have friends.
You have friends.
I mean, now I do, but like we don't watch movies together. We're all busy.
Well, maybe we should do that. That'd be great. We can watch American Pie over on Plus, which will be great.
No, what you gotta do is you gotta put on Overboard on Plus. That way she can watch Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn in the same movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. There you go.
See, I know stuff.
Hey, give it up for Jiggly Saint. Good to see you, buddy. Newbie and Durgurk, who have used their Prime sub for us over on Twitch. Appreciate that, guys. Tenarian, this is kind of big. Tenarian says, had a near-death experience at work today. A crane broke and dropped 2 metric tons of frozen goods literally just a few inches next to me. I got off easy with a bruised shin. Was mostly just annoyed that it delayed work by almost 2 hours. Tenarian, what the F? Easy,
Man.
dude.
Don't die.
One of your super chats did a fuck, marry, kill Putin, Z, and Kim, and I feel like that's the easiest fuck, marry, kill ever, right? You fuck Kim, and then you marry Putin, and then Putin will be able to nuke Kim off the map, because you know Kim's not going to be able to hold in the jealousy after he fucked someone and they married someone else, all right? He's not the world leader that can hold that in. And then you kill Z to just topple the Chinese empire. It's so easy.
Listen, this is 4D chess over here that Kirsche is playing.
Exactly.
Right? Next level, and I appreciate that. That's good. Here we go. Look, got Blabs, You're Dead by Darth Gavel right there. That's wonderful. Okay, chat, here we go. Of the three of us,
No.
FMK.
No, I don't want to. No, thank
Sorry,
you.
Blabs. It's happening. Tenarian says, let's get a chat going for Blabs. You effed up. You effed up. Thank you, Tenarian.
Don't make me pull out my Rad 2E copy. I'll do it.
Well, you already have your bucket hat on today, representing trans bucket hats, which is good.
Yeah, it's Stitch Day, 626.
Here we go.
Experiment.
Delta says
trans rights.
That's right. Speaking of Toby, I watched a late '90s movie called Pleasantville, which had it was pretty good.
Movie.
Surprised we have surprised they could have a segregation '50s analogy with a full white cast. Yeah, Pleasantville is a good movie. I saw that.
I've never seen it. I've never even heard of it.
Of course you haven't. Why would that surprise
I don't watch movies.
Pleasantville is really good. It's
There's so much that I can be taught.
Yes, it's wonderful. From our entertainment overlords, Kirsche. Servant of God came in and says, so are we just ignoring that Blabs has admitted to not having seen the 90s Gargoyles show? Also, Blabs married PirateSoftware. He grows his own food, and you can get half his company in the divorce.
What?
No, I've not seen Gargoyles. This isn't like some new proclaim. I've always said I've never seen it.
By the way, I am the overwhelming favorite to be killed by the chat.
You asked for it.
Listen. I know who's
he was literally asking for it.
Mm-hmm. I know who's expendable during this hypothetical here. I totally understand it.
Oh no.
Metal Will, thank you very much. Appreciate that greatly over on Prime, over on Twitch, which is great. All right. Well, listen, we've diddled around enough with FMK, and I'm sure that
you have to use the word diddle for this.
What do you want, Blabs?
Phrasing.
Okay, we've screwed around enough with FMK. Let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody, the world's favorite segment. It's time for our news. Okay. For some reason, my webcam decided to not work, and then it came back, and I had about 6 seconds to figure it out. Here we are. We have this. This says Kirsche and, well, I don't know. Blabs, do you want to talk about this? What do we have here?
So before, okay, thanks for not even letting me do the context here, Craig. Kirsche,
okay.
are you a fan of Furbies?
I don't know if you would say fan. I had Furbies when I was younger, but they would randomly turn on in my closet in the middle of the night, and so they became terrifying instead of cute.
Right, well, I don't know what it is, but in the last year or so, Furbies have been making a comeback. I've actually been seeing them in stores. Like, I see them as mugs and plushes and everything. And now, Furby is partnering with Reese's to make a Furblet Reese's. And I gotta say, it's actually quite funny, although it reminds me of a troll with its little hair on top.
I kind of would eat that.
I mean, it's a toy. You can't eat it. It's made by Hasbro.
Oh.
But there's a bite out of its ear.
Yeah. No, that's the point of it, because it's a Reese's, but it's literally, it makes sounds and everything. Look, it even says it on the box.
Well, there's only one sound that I want. And that's nom 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 nom.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset that it's not edible. And also, why does the box say 45 plus? Is this a geriatric Furby?
No, there's 45 plus sounds. Look at the
I'm used to that being like the age thing where they say like, 3 and up, you know?
No. It says 6 and up right down below by the Hasbro logo.
Oh, okay. All right. There's too many numbers on the box. You know, I got confused.
Right. Yeah. So anyway,
well, what
I was just curious to know your opinion. I kind of like it. It's adorable.
If it was food, I would eat it, but as a toy, no, that's kind of dumb.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you on that. Like, don't put Reese's on a box if I can't eat it.
Exactly.
I want processed chocolate.
Maybe they're gonna make like another partnership with like actual Reese's that are shaped like a Furby, and you can eat that.
How about we circle back on the story when they do that? because
Okay.
if they make a edible Furby, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
you know?
Furbedibles instead of Furblets. How about that?
There's a reason your Furbies were making sounds at you when you were a child.
I couldn't eat them. They were made of mechanical parts.
Mm-hmm.
Just please don't eat me, Kirsche, please. All right, let's go move on to this real fast. Hey, Kirsche, we have a sequel that has been announced to a movie that you probably never saw in the first place because you don't watch movies.
Probably.
Did you see the first social network movie that was based on Facebook?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Okay. So let me tell you this, right? The original social network movie was built around Mark Zuckerberg and the origin story of Facebook. It was done back in like 2009, maybe 2010. Facebook was still relatively early on. It was before it became this multi-mega globalist company, which it was well on the way when the movie was released, but there's been a lot to the Facebook story since then, and it was really good. It talked about kind of the betrayal that Mark Zuckerberg had versus his original, the people who started the company with him. Mm-hmm. Some of the kind of how robotic he is. You know, people kind of joke about how he's this alien.
A lizard person.
Right. And it talks about, you know, kind of the jealousy and infighting that happened early on in Facebook. Well, I didn't know that we needed a sequel, but we're going to get it anyways. They're making The Social Network 2, which is going to be written by the same dude who wrote the first one, which was Aaron Sorkin, and he's also going to direct it. But Jesse Eisenberg played Mark Zuckerberg in the first one. They don't know if he's going to be popping in, but they're saying it's not a direct sequel rather than a follow-up. But here's why it's interesting. Because the movie will apparently focus on the 2020 election and Facebook's effects on teens, preteens, violence in countries and other outside of the U.S. So that'll be interesting to hear kind of what I think perspective they take on Facebook's involvement in the 2020 election when it comes to, you know, we've talked about Hunter Biden's laptop and all that stuff. Are you interested in hearing that story from a Hollywood perspective?
No, because I feel like they're going to tell whatever the acceptable opinion on things that happened was instead of what actually happened, that Zuckerberg was actually even in front of like a congressional court for. So like, you know.
Yeah. Blaz, what about you? Did you see the first Social Network?
I actually never did, so this really doesn't interest me, and especially because I know that they won't actually be able to do it justice for the 2020 elections and all that stuff. I have zero desire to see it.
I actually very much do have desire to see it. And let me
skew everything up.
What's that?
You want to see how badly they skew everything?
Yes, exactly. That is exactly why. Because unlike when the first Social Network was released, Social Network at the time was just growing. We've had a decade plus of social media since then. We have an entirely separate news system. The idea of trusting the newspapers, traditional access media is almost void at this point, right? Unless you're over 70. So the perspective on how we receive news has changed dramatically. And 2020 was a big part of that. You know, COVID, the election, all the things that happened right there. Will they touch on COVID? Will they touch on those things in this movie and how things were suppressed on Facebook? How not specifically my brother, but my brother and many other people were told things that they couldn't say on Facebook in the interest of the greater good, right? And the censorship associated with that. So I very much am intrigued by how this will be kind of presented. Because, and honestly, how it's presented will also sway how I think about how the first movie was presented. Because there's always the real thing that happened, and then there's this thing that happened, and then there's always the reality is it's somewhere in between, right? So I don't know. I am intrigued by this idea, and I don't, obviously don't know how it's going to be released, but I'm also curious if like they'll actually get an actor to play Trump in it, and how he'll be perceived in it, and how Joe Biden will be perceived in it. If you're talking about
it'd be interesting from that perspective, but I can't imagine Hollywood telling this story in a way that's truthful, unfortunately.
Exactly. But
No.
also, Sebastian Stan did a portrayal of Trump, so I guarantee they'll probably have a Trump in there.
Well, I don't know. I am intrigued. I thought the first movie was really good, and it had Trent Reznor's music in it, and I would listen to that music sometimes and just working. It's kind of this electronic beat, you know, just kind of like doom, 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 you know. So, anyways, we have a sequel coming soon to The Social Network, which nobody thought we needed, and we may not. So, okay, let's go ahead and let me just say this: Valorant is a big game. Have y'all ever watched any Valorant before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What do you think of
People
Valorant?
in Valorant think that room temp IQ is acceptable, so I think people who play Valorant are beyond saving and should be firebombed.
Okay, in Minecraft, of course, yes.
Of course.
Of course, in Minecraft. I would love for y'all to see some of the interesting things that have happened in Valorant recently. This is really, really important stuff. There was an update to one of their characters that it's called Waylay. Are you familiar with Waylay?
No.
No? Well, Valorant's not my type of game, but there was an update that was presented by the folks over who are making the game, and I just need y'all to close your eyes just for a second. Can y'all close your eyes for me, please? Okay. Now I want you to listen to what's being said here about Waylay. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Waylay. Since her release, she's had what we call a steep mastery curve, meaning her win rate increases the more games you play, but she's still slightly weak at all skill levels. So we're sharpening her ability to take fights right after exiting Lightspeed.
Okay. Now, before you open your eyes, I just wanted to see, well, more than anything, I just want you to see who was speaking here and tell me if this is who you thought was speaking.
It sounds like a very soy man.
Well, go ahead and take a look for yourself.
You know, that's kind of almost exactly what I imagined. I thought like a little bit more of a, you know, like fro hair, but yeah, pretty much actually.
Yeah, that's exactly what we thought it was.
It's improving Waylay's flow and gameplay feel.
So there we go. That is so this post was deleted, unfortunately. It was posted and then it quickly got ratioed. And so it got screen capped, which was just wonderful because the internet is undefeated. But I'm just saying, you know, if you're so confident in these things, why would you feel the need to delete these posts? If you're so passionate about things like that. So, you know, of all the people that they felt to put on camera to throw this out there, it's like, wow. You think
just use an anime woman instead. Easy marketing.
There you go. Right. So for all we know, Kirsche could just be a dude. Oh my God.
The longest running talking point. All VTuber are men.
That's right. That's right. I don't think that we could pull off. I don't think you could pull off being a dude, Kirsche. I'm just saying. just the things that you say. There's no way. But anyways, but there's that, which is interesting. And Blabs, what do you think of good old Jimmy over here presenting the Valorant talking points for Waylay?
None of the words I can really say would probably be allowed on YouTube. So you got it, sister.
It's okay. I can feel the slurs you're thinking telepathically.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and now, Blabs, this is actually for you. I don't know if you saw this the other day, but this is just happening. I know that you're very passionate when it comes to Harry Potter. Did you see what happened just in the last couple days? As unfortunately, people are holding a funeral for Harry Potter. Did you see this yet?
Is this some AI
Have
video?
you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yeah. Have you seen this? I don't know. It's my job, Kirsche. I cue things up.
I know, but the way you say it makes me think of that cripple from South Park.
Is this like some AI video?
No, this is absolutely real. Okay. So I want you to get this, and I want to get your natural reaction. Who do you think, Blabs, would be, unfortunately, holding a funeral for J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter?
The Alphabet Mafia?
So there we go. You can see them walking down the street with the casket.
Is this all because J.K. Rowling is supposedly some terrible, horrible TERF woman?
Yeah, yes, this is exactly why. Look at how sad everybody is here. Look at this dude in the dress right here holding the casket, by the way.
It just looks absolutely absurd.
Yes. So they're going into Waterstones, which is a bookstore. And I like their cardboard casket here. Try to make this whole thing. So Blabs, as you see this, what are your thoughts? Do you want to hop in and join the funeral procession?
No, I just think they're incredibly useless people who don't have any jobs because it's clearly in the middle of the day. So all these people don't work. They're a bunch of basement dwellers, and they think that they're doing some sort of movement when in reality they're pushing people away from their opinions. And fun fact, a bookstore in San Francisco is actually banning Harry Potter books from their store.
Oh, really?
So like this all just ties in really, really well.
Jesus Christ.
You can see the logic here in the flag that this person has tied to them like it's their freaking...
Well, they have the trans flag on their face.
Yeah, that too. Oh, we're still wearing masks as well, which is good. Laying flowers down. If I'm the bookstore here, don't you just kick everybody out and be like, yo.
Exactly. Like, look at the mess that they're making. The staff are going to have to clean that up. They're going to have to rearrange everything again.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
It's like, honestly, they should have just been kicked out immediately. It's like, the fuck, you bringing a big-ass cardboard coffin into a store? Get out. Like, I wouldn't even let them in the first place. Because clearly, you're not there at the shop.
We got this freaking linebacker over here, 6'3".
I just want to point out that it's really funny that the linebacker has like a giant cross necklace, but there was a woman a couple of people ago that had like a pentagram like harness on.
Oh, this guy over here with his ears. That's good. Yeah.
Oh, Uncle Larry, what are you doing?
Oh,
Take your dementia medication.
Well, all these people, they really wanted to let it be known what's going on over here. And hey, rest in peace, Harry Potter.
That's just so stupid and rude, honestly. Even the bookstore that has nothing to do with it, they're just making sales, right? That is all they're doing.
They put the coffin under the fucking Lego Harry.
Yeah, leave Lego Harry alone. He's Gar.
Oh, so sad. But once again, here's this very stable person back here who's definitely a woman over here. Standing in the background, trying to look like Harley Quinn. Rest in peace, survive. So service to follow. Okay, there you go.
Actually, the fact that you liked Harry Potter until 2025 is incredibly problematic. We've known that J.K. Rowling is a disgusting transphobic TERF for many years now, and the fact that it took you until 2025, it just means that you literally were okay with killing trans people until just now.
Yeah, that's 5 whole years worth of, violence.
It's really unfortunate for all those people, for their world to become crashing down after 5 years.
Oh no! Anyways,
yes.
True.
Labs, any closing thoughts on the unfortunate death of Harry Potter?
I actually did make a video about this last week because it's been very prominent because of Pride Month and everything in the Harry Potter world, where there are certain influences out there, and go check out the full video with all the context and everything. It's pretty good in my humble opinion. But these people are just so aggressive and nasty, and they even will be like, we welcome a conversation for you to distance yourself against J.K. Rowling because she's so violent and she's so awful and full of misinformation. And it's like, all right, you don't tolerate everybody's opinion, and then they just completely go cult-like on you, and they just reverse all their opinion. They just go insane on you. They block you, they harass you, and it's like, so you're not tolerant, you're not full of love, you didn't understand a single theme from the Harry Potter books, you're no fan, yet all the while you're still promoting Harry Potter, you have a Harry Potter account, you're a fucking loser,
it's just
full
the
of
people
hypocrisy.
It's the people on Twitter who try to also virtue signal over other people and oh, these people are racist, transphobic, homophobic, blah 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 blah, Nazi, whatever. But then they're also giving money to Elon Musk for their little check mark, and it's well, it's a good thing to see you stand on principle until it don't fucking matter, baby.
Exactly. They're also hypocritical. They don't have any no morals, no standpoint. Because if you really believed what you had said, you would delete that account because all of them promote J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter and gives her more money.
Yes, exactly.
If you really believed it, you would just nuke it, and you don't. Instead, you just harass people and block them. So, suck on that, Diana.
Yes, suck on that.
Who's Diana?
This bitch that blocked me on Instagram.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Diana!
Yeah. Get after Diana. There you go, dummy. Hey, Nocturnal Wolf came in and says, any of y'all catch the recent interview between Vera Dark and Benjamin Widow? Andrew is a Chad.
You're underwater, Craig.
Okay, Andrew is a Chad compared to Tom. He dated Emma Stone, while Tom gets cooked by Zendaya all day. It's not just in the movies. No, I haven't seen. I don't even know who Benjamin Widow's son is.
Does he actually get cucked in real life? That's tragic, if true.
That is very tragic. Scooter's right. The video game podcast. Lots of video game talk. That's right. We are the #1 video game podcast in the world.
Except on Thursdays.
No. Like, listen, I lean into this. I love that because look, we talk about more than games here, right? And people like, you guys need to talk more. Well, I guess like 3 people were like, you need to talk more games. I wish you talk more games. It's like, we're gonna talk whatever the fuck we want to talk about, right? Like, and you know, so I lean into it. We're the #1 video game podcast on Earth, which is great. Das Pooch says, I never understood how successful Craig has been in the internet pop culture space over the years when he knows precisely jack shit about pop culture from 2000 onwards.
What's your response to that? You can't just go quiet.
Listen, I don't know. I guess I know a little bit about stuff, but it's not like I revolve my life around it.
I wasn't even brought on here for pop culture. I was brought on here for bridge.
That's right. And here we are talking about this stuff. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to do? You know, like, I've been doing this pretty good for 20 years at this point. So, you know,
do it better.
That's right. I do need to do better. That's right. Hell says, this stand-up show is quite something. Thank you, Hell. Appreciate that greatly. Modest came in and says, hey, bada bing, Mamma Mia Blabs, Kirsche has an excuse for not knowing anything. She's a retard.
True.
She's a retarded. We all expect more from you, Don Blabina. Arrivederci, mi amiches, dos tacos, tostadas, chimichangas. Thank you so much, Modest. All right. We see a lot of your FMKs down at the bottom of the screen, which is wonderful. We'll have those scrolling and wonderful hypotheticals for you guys. Nick says, with this one, Side Scrollers Edition, sorry, kind of. I guess you get Cade Blabs. And he will steal your Harry Potter collection. Marry Kirsche because gamer stuff sugar mama.
I don't want to be a sugar mama.
And look at that right there. And because there's no written rules on the F, I'd fire Craig and take over Side Scrollers. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that, homie.
Good luck with that, Nick.
Oh man, that was a dangerous thing to say. Someone could clip that.
Good luck with that, Nick.
Oh right. God!
And then they'll be like, Craig takes on Nick Merckx.
Get you, Nick. That's right. Tenarian says, I was worried that I came across as too much of a himbo on yesterday's stream. Then I got to complimenting and realized that my country's entire culture is based on guys just being dudes and going with the flow. I got a laugh at a Mally, so worth it. That's right, Tenarian. What a start.
Hell yeah, guys being dudes.
That's what this show is most of the time, which is good. He also followed up and says that Harry Potter funeral reminds me of the that James Bond died in his last movie. Spoiler, by the way. It was filmed on the next island over from here. People on the island put up a headstone for him, and it's now a tourist attraction. Get lemons, make lemonade. Smart. And Howdly Doodly Champion the D says,
I know that guy.
No, thanks. Says, you got something against Diddles, Blabs?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Okay.
Diddles makes me think of Princess Little Piddles, which was the name of the classroom chinchilla, I think, in Bob's Burgers.
Anyway, completely side note here. One of the topics that I had thrown in the document was a thing about Spider-Man, and Craig pushed it all the way to the bottom and didn't even realize who it was. Tom Holland. That 10 years ago he was cast as Spider-Man.
Oh.
Yeah, and that he didn't even find out. That he found out on Instagram. And I'm like, Disney really needs to fix their whole firing process, because they just tell people who they fire and hire on social media without actually telling the person. So that
he kind of just looks like an average guy. Like, he's not buff enough to be Spider-Man.
I'm with you on
that. He's definitely fit, but he's not buff. So, the end.
There we go. All right, well, thank you, Blab.
I help.
That's wonderful.
You help. You do it.
I like Kirsch's response to that. Oh. That was perfect. It was wonderful. All right. Let's talk about this mang0 situation. Now, just as a quick recap for everybody, this is there was an event called Beerio Kart. Now, this is going to play a very big part of why we're talking about this again. because there's been new updates to this. Now,
New information.
yes. And honestly, I'm not going to tell you I told you so, but I told you so. Okay. So Mario Kart is this event put on by this guy named Ludwig. Okay. Ludwig is a streamer. He's rose to prominence the last few years. We've had actually a face-to-face interaction before in the past, but that's another story for another time. But he puts on this event called Mario Kart. And during this live stream, this event, this streamer, Extra Emily, she's also been talked about on the show, she was streaming, and this guy, mang0, who is a Smash Brothers pro, came up and started doing this. Right here.
Guys, yeah, we're not drunk. But mang0, on the other hand... No.
It's just gross
He's
behavior.
toes. No.
End the stream. End it.
End the stream, mang0 said.
End the stream.
Okay, so he goes up, he does that. Kirsche, what'd you say?
I said it's gross behavior. Like, it's clear that the lady in the mushroom head is uncomfortable, but he keeps, like, why? Like, just stop. Cringe.
Right, yeah, total cringe, right? We all understand this. Now, shortly after this, he was released by his gaming group, Cloud9, here. They're like, oh, look, we're aware of this. He's been great, but we're not doing this anymore, right? And he came out, and he also said, man, Cloud9 dropping me, probably getting banned from tournaments, and pretty much saying he had it all, and he tossed it in the trash can, right? Now, apparently, this dude is an alcoholic. This is something that people have talked about. I don't know this. I don't know the guy. This is just what people say. This is what he says. But what about Ludwig, the organizer here? Because that's really what I want to talk about here. Now, he came out and he said that mang0 is no longer invited to Ludwig's events. So here's him saying that in mute.
And, I reached out to anyone who I felt might have felt uncomfortable and talked to them. Well, also, and I already told mang0 this, I'm no longer inviting mang0 to Mobile Moves events. Because, it's a privilege to go to an event, man. Like, the whole point of an event is, like, it's a fun thing to do, have a good-ass time. And if somebody appearing jeopardizes somebody else having a good time, that just can't be a thing. Now, I see a lot of dialogue on, like, broader implications. I'm only worried about my team, my events. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't speak the Melee community. I'm not, like championing any other action.
Okay, so his thing is, I'm only concerned about my events, my people, my staff. Okay, so I just want you to remember that statement here as we're going along. Now, this has not been a good look across the board for anybody, right? Now, Ludwig, I want to keep this in mind. This is how he promoted the event. Giving away a Switch 2. Just retweet this tweet. I'm also giving away 6 more during Mario Kart World Cup, a 24-person drinking and driving event happening, right? Okay. So he's obviously promoting there's going to be drinking, right? And obviously it's Mario Kart driving. It's not really real, right? But the chat's pointed this out. Why invite not an alcoholic to this event? If he's a known alcoholic, why would you invite him to your event about drinking?
Because you don't actually care about the person, you care about the content, and that when an alcoholic's going to be there, they're going to get insane, and it's going to be content.
Exactly.
Well, that content has now got mang0 banned from Twitch after his behavior from Ludwig's Mario Kart events. So
I mean, it was streamed on Twitch, right?
Yes, it was streamed on Twitch.
Well, then that kind of makes sense then. If you're
because I don't think you're supposed to
service.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be out in your boxers on Twitch. Like, if it had just been YouTube or Kick, I think that would have been fine. Mm-hmm. But, like, I remember a guy, I don't know what streamer it was, but I remember years ago there was a male streamer who, like, jumped up from his desk and, like, did a little dance because he won something in, like, a game. I don't know what he won. I don't know what it was. But when he got up, his, like, basketball shorts fell down, and you could see his boxers briefly, and he got a ban for that.
Yeah, right. Well, there's been some discussion. I feel not enough.
Wait, real quick though, like banned as in like permanently banned, like a little suspension on Twitch?
I don't know. we don't know.
It's kind of ironic though, right? That like, he would be banned or suspended for that, but like certain things on Twitch are totally allowed.
Well, listen, we all know Twitch is ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's worth saying it still anyway.
Right. So it's also interesting the framing of this. This is from Dexerto. Smash Pro mang0 banned from Twitch after drunken antics at Ludwig Mario Kart event. Now, in here, it doesn't say anything about it being Beerio Kart. That it was, it says the event Beerio Kart required competitors to finish their drinks before the end of the race or be disqualified, right? But you would think that would be in the title, that this was a drunken antics at a drinking event, right? And to be clear, I've done drinking events in the past, but I think it's really up to the organizer of the event to make sure that everybody is safe, right? Taken care of. And I don't think that Ludwig did that, and neither does mang0's wife, as she's come out. And she's this is mang0's wife calling out Ludwig before deleting or deactivating her Twitter account. She says, but since I'm not bound by shit as a civilian, Ludwig is effing watching you on stream, asking for mang0 to take shots. Of course, your little teeny bopper viewer bitch ass wants to pretend that nothing ever happened. People were vomiting at your event, and you'll never once decided to, I guess, pull the plug. Hope you enjoy your fall from grace for banning mang0 while encouraging him to get effing wasted, you fucking lud, or F you lud. Now, what am I talking about? This is why I think there should be more pressure on Ludwig here. This is from the event that was happening.
Like an alcoholic. Okay, mang0 is like an alcoholic.
So he says that right off the bat. mang0 is an alcoholic.
And I do want to point out, I think that woman wearing the yellow hat, she is the woman in the other clip that I watched where mang0 came up and did the air humping, and she told him to fuck off, go away, and then he kept coming back and doing it more.
Okay. I didn't see that clip with the lady.
That's so shady. Because you have a wife too. It's like, what the fuck?
Let's see how Ludwig acts here.
Okay, mang0 is like an alcoholic. mang0 can drink 30 beers and act the same he does off no beers. He's a machine of a man.
He said he had 7 beers already today.
If you ask him how many beers he's had lifetime, it's probably above 10,000. He's the two.
She asked a good question here.
Yeah.
Is this event enabling him? Right?
He's the two-time champion. He's never lost.
We gotta do PB! Guys, mang0 just blew a .25!
So at this point, they're doing breathalyzer tests on him, and he blew a .25. Blabs, can you look up what the legal limit for being drunk is, please?
mang0 just blew a .32.
That is my god. Hey, everybody! mang0 just blew a .32! To be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good.
What state was this in?
Well, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Because
So
it says, as soon as you Google it, it says in California, legal limit for driving under the influence DUI is a blood alcohol concentration BAC of 0.08% for adults 21 and older.
They said he was a 3-2? God damn.
So nearly 4 times the legal limit for being drunk and driving. And they're over here like celebrating this.
That's so stupid.
Right.
That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous. Let's up those numbers!
I mean, to be fair, this is kind of what I expect from streamer parties, and like the morality of this got brought up. I'll let you finish playing in a second, but like the morality of this got brought up in my chat as well when I covered it on Tuesday. And like I think that there's 2 separate conversations, right? Like the morality of like encouraging and giving an alcoholic essentially his crack when you know that he drinks to dangerous levels, and that is separate from like the behavior that he put on display. And in my opinion, those are two different conversations. Because if he wasn't an alcoholic and he just acted this way normally, like he still would have had shitty behavior. I still think like Ludwig would have been correct for like disinviting him to stuff, right? Like when you bring in the morality of he's an alcoholic, then you'd be like, yeah, Ludwig probably shouldn't have invited this guy. But once again, you have no friends in content creation. If they can use you for like a bump on their viewership, they are going to do so.
Well, I think for me, it's the disingenuous nature. Like I agree. Take the idea that he is an alcoholic out of this, right? the problem I have with this is Ludwig going like, "Look, it's really unacceptable," and then the next clip of him being like, "He blew a 3.2, you know, a 0.32, you know."
Yeah,
and
very much encouraging it, very much being like, "Oh, this is going to be great content," blah blah blah. And what I said on Tuesday was like, if I had been in the position of any of those women who were getting like air humped, and I had known he'd been going around and doing it to other people, I would have just gone to Ludwig and been like, "Hey, bro. Like, he's making people uncomfortable. He needs to get kicked out, like, ASAP. Like, he shouldn't be here."
Right. I would like to see more pushback on Ludwig on this, personally, because I don't understand how anybody can look at this and be like, "Yeah, that's a really good idea." And he's not. Look, this goes back to mang0 chose to drink the drinks, right?
Yes.
But when you have somebody over here celebrating, like, literally saying, "Let's get these numbers up," when you're already 4 times over the legal limit. You know, like, this is literally the event organizer.
Good. That's dangerous. Let's up those numbers.
Right? Like, you can't do that and then come back and be like, "Look, guys, it's really unfortunate over here." Like, you're playing both sides of it, which I do not agree with. Let's finish this off real quick.
Shit. Everybody, get your second race ready to go.
And he's, by the way, Ludwig clearly plastered at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they're all plastered, which is the point of the event. And, like, I think these events are fine, right? Because these are essentially just house parties. It's just with streamers, and so they're streaming. And people in my chat, I got, like, actually mad. People in my chat were like, "Well, they're at work if they're streamers. They should have professional behavior." And it's like, this isn't an office party. These aren't, like, people who are, like, doing your taxes, getting a drink after work. Like, streaming is their job. Being entertainers is their job. And there's going to be different rules at a house party for people whose job is to be entertaining, as opposed to, like, if you go with Kathy from HR and you try to grope her at the bar, right? Like,
I agree with you. I agree. Like, as far as, I actually don't have any problem with this, like, these events at all. But I think,
and if someone did get groped, obviously the guy should get fucking punished for it.
Right.
Full stop.
Dude, we just did King of the Couch and a couple weeks ago, and yeah, everyone was having a couple drinks and it was fine. But, like,
I even made groping jokes at that event.
Right. You know, and like Garrett said, he had like 5 or 6 drinks, right? And, like, we made sure that he was taken care of and made sure he didn't do anything stupid. And, you know, like, I'm very monitoring this stuff, like, as it's happening. That's, like, your responsibility. Let's go finish this up here to see what else is said here.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were mang0. I got confused.
Oh, fucking me. You just fucked me from behind. Get off me. Oh, my God. You thrust so nicely.
So, anyways, there you go. And he's talking about getting humped from behind as well. So
I think, I don't know, that his expression at the end of that is kind of like, I know this guy is going to do something terrible and I am going to have to pay the piper for it in the morning. Like, just at his big sigh after getting humped by mang0 there, that makes me feel like he maybe knew how this guy acted when he gets very drunk. Because before I was like, you know, maybe I don't know anything about mang0. I don't follow Ludwig. So it's like Ludwig might not have known how mang0 acted while drunk, right? Like, this could have just been he didn't know he was going to start air humping the other people and make them uncomfortable. But after that, I feel like he probably knew.
I think they're both wrong. Obviously, I think mang0 is more wrong in this situation, doing what he did. But I don't think it's fair for Ludwig just to kind of pass the blame and gaslight and be like, "Well, listen, he's no longer invited to our events," when he was the one literally encouraging him to drink more and for him to act stupid, you know? So you know, he's sponsored, like, those events are sponsored by, like, AT&T. Like,
that's wild.
Like, he has major sponsors for these events. And you would think that someone would be like, "Yo, dude, is this really what you want?" I don't know. Like, I'm all about people making their own decisions, right? But at a certain point, like, we've all been drunk. We've all had way too much at some point in our life, right? And at a certain point, you just don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I've been there. We've all been there. And especially, I can't even imagine, nor would I even want to put myself in a situation where I'm live streaming to the point to where I'm so obliterated that I have no idea what I'm doing. Because I know that I would do something stupid. I know that I would say something dumb, do something stupid. And I don't know, it's just, I think a lot more. Look, mang0 really effed up here, right? Is it okay for him to be banned from everything forever for a mistake that he made over the course of 5 seconds or whatever it may be?
Well, this is what I was saying too. Like, I feel like it was very fair. If somebody had reported him during the party, it would have been very fair to kick his ass out. I think that should have happened. And it's very fair for Ludwig to be like, we're not going to invite you to any more of these events. I feel like Ludwig, again, like you said, after the clips we've seen, should probably be like, yeah, I encouraged this behavior, but regardless, I think it should be the fact that he doesn't get invited to these because he obviously cannot be around alcohol. I think it was a little extreme for him to get like cut from his organization, because it just, unless this was a pattern of behavior and this was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and there's like many other clips of him doing this shit, I just feel like it's really weird. I think Cloud9 could have done really well with being like, hey, we'll keep you on, but only if you get sober. You have to have, the Alcoholics Anonymous chips or whatever. Like, you have to get help. You have to get sober. We can't have you acting like this while representing the org, right? Like, I think that would have been perfectly fine. Because it's not like he actually assaulted someone. He was harassing, and what he did was bad. And it didn't rise to the level of assault, and maybe it could have in the future, which is why he should stop drinking.
Well, I have not seen much pushback outside of mang0. I haven't seen much pushback on anybody, specifically Ludwig here. And you wonder if there's like, if he's part of that protected class now, where it's like, well, it's Ludwig. Why would you want to do, But I don't know. I feel like there should be something thrown back at him. I think that's totally fair. Like, as somebody who organizes events, it's ultimately your responsibility to make sure that people are taken care of. And I said this, when we talked about this the other day, right? If you go to a bar, you drink, you mess up, ultimately it's going to be on the bar. It's going to come back to the bar. People say, well, what's it matter if, I saw people in the chat saying, like, what's it matter what his blood alcohol content is? Well, he knows that he's a known alcoholic. He literally said it in the clip during the stream. And, at a certain point, you are absolutely enabling this dude, and I would say that at a certain point, it's just not safe, right? 4 times 0.08, like, my God, like you're close. Like, what is the blood alcohol content? The blood, I'm just going to Google this, blood alcohol content to where like you die. Like,
I mean, maybe that's why he was banned on Twitch. Maybe it wasn't for the boxers, or maybe it was a combination of the boxers and the blood alcohol level. Because on Twitch, you can drink, but the caveat is that you can't drink to a dangerous level. So if they took that into account, like, it's very possible that that had something to do with it. Because, like, I think drinking on stream is fine, but there's, like, specific rules about, like, shots for subs or, like, getting donos for shots and whatnot, because Twitch doesn't want you engaging in behavior that could be very dangerous for you.
Mm-hmm. So apparently blood alcohol content levels obviously varies by person, but they said at 0.4 can be potentially fatal, right? He was at 0.32. So fast approaching a potentially fatal level of blood alcohol content. Just saying, there's a lot there. And it should definitely be talked about a little bit more. So, okay, let's go to get some of these.
Side note, real fast, I tried to find about mang0's Twitch ban, and there is no like real official statement from Twitch nor him. So it seems to be a ban, but unsure. Just in case anyone's curious.
Nick says, just FYI, under 0.08 is legal for driving. Most people can function at 0.2, but it goes downhill fast, and most people get alcohol poisoning at 0.5 and potentially pass. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Graham says, these are pussies. I went to work the day after I died from ODing. Handle your shit and handle yourself. Yeah, Graham actually died.
Holy
He OD'd.
shit.
I'm glad the junkie days are behind me. If you can't handle it, it's time to get help. Montez, thank you, Graham. Anthony says, Ludwig is lucky something more serious didn't happen. 3 is approaching alcohol poisoning territory.
He is?
Yes.
Like, if he continues to encourage this kind of dangerous behavior and would continue to use people who have addictions for the sake of content, it wouldn't be a matter of if something happens at one of these events. It would be a matter of when. And I don't think anybody really wants to have to deal with being responsible for something like that.
Marius says, and I agree with you. Marius says, guess mang0 took Super Smash Bros. Too literally, trying to smash while being smashed. Yes, thank you, Marius. Demi says, hello from below. So this is random, but I have to talk about TRT from yesterday. We were talking about testosterone replacement therapy. Says, I've been on it for 15 years. It's safe and effective for men. Stating it after I had radiation in my early 20s. Thanks, Demi Moore. I was talking about that. Demi Moore's tapeworm, which is a very weird name.
That is a weird name.
Nocturnal Wolf says Benjamin Widowson is the director of Census Cyberpunk Ghost Story, co-owner of Suzuka Games, a critic of the current state of modern gaming, and the target of a failed cancellation by the woke mob over his game's protagonist. Oh, okay. Thanks, Nocturnal Wolf. Talking about the Vera Dark interview. Epsilon Sama says, I'm a low-level Smash Brothers Melee player who has known mang0 for decades, and what mang0 did is not a surprise. This was mang0 being mang0. Ludwig, another Smash player, knew what mang0 is. Ludwig is a snake.
Yeah, see, like, if he had pattern of that kind of harassy behavior, then, like, yeah, that's gross. First of all, why invite him in the first place if you knew he was going to do stuff like that would make other people uncomfortable? That's a little weird.
Cold Acid says, LD 50, half population dies. Exposure is at
underwater.
So half the population dies at. How about you read this? Go ahead.
I'm just trying to fix you, man. Anyway, Cold Acid for Canadian 10 says LD50, half population dies from exposure, is at 0.4. LD100, everyone dies, is at 0.5. If you're even near 0.4, you need to get to the hospital immediately.
I have no idea what that Supa's trying to tell us.
LD50.
I guess it's like half the population.
Median lethal dose is a standard measure in toxicology that represents the dose of a substance required to kill 50% of a test population.
Oh.
The more you know. Thanks, man.
The more you know. And the Book of Grudges says, this doesn't surprise me at all. Ludwig is known for having a spine of a jellyfish. He's in the effing book. Hail Foxu.
What's the book?
Yeah, what is the book? Curious. Dr. K. Ross says, here's my contribution to the Side Scrollers Victorian Mansion Fund. Hey,
I want a Victorian home.
Let's go. Let's make it happen. Tenarian says, hey, Craig, got a video for you to enjoy on your own time, on your own time of guys being dudes, eating dolphin and hunting puffins. Good banter. And as a surprise twist, a Feroz guy teaching an American how to use a gun.
Why would you hunt puffins? They're so cute.
Tenarian eats them. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Patty, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Says, I see Blabs is wearing her trans hat again. Yep.
I did it for Kirsche.
I'll check out the video later on. Tenarian. He also says, regarding the streamer drama, I think they're all dumb, and so are we for giving it attention. The very thing they strive on. Get me all riled up. Could use some Poppy to calm me down. Okay, all right, Tenarian, you got it, buddy, because you're supporting us at such great lengths over there. Where's Poppy at? Where's Poppy at? Where is she?
Okay.
There she is. There's Poppy.
Find her for a second. She got lost on the way, but she made it. Don't worry, guys.
She made it. She made it. All right.
She had to find her inserts, you know?
All right. We do see all your supers. We're going to get to them all. We're going to have some of them scroll on the bottom of the screen. We appreciate them, guys. Let you know we can't do the show without you guys and your support, and can appreciate your contributions to what we have going on over here. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Of course, hit the thumbs up button too, as we continue to grow just a little bit more every day. We are live over on YouTube, over on Twitch, over on Kick, obviously over on Plus as well, and we're over on Rumble at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Hello to all our friends over at Rumble. Okay, let's talk about the Stop Killing Games thing that's been going on over the last 9 months, but it's escalated in the last few days. Now, Kirsche, what do you know about this whole Stop Killing Games thing?
What I know about Stop Killing Games is that it was some video that some YouTuber made and then a bunch of people reacted to, and then PirateSoftware was like, actually, fuck the consumer. We need to not do things that would be consumer friendly. And I was like, well, that's weird, considering your name is PirateSoftware. And everyone was like, Kirsche, he's actually anti-PirateSoftware, which is weird for his name. And I was like, chat, why would he name himself that? And that's all I know.
Okay, so it kind of it flared back up the last few days, and we were going to talk about this yesterday because I wanted to get Ross on the show. Now, Blabs has reached out to Ross. I have reached out to Ross. Ross has declined coming back on the show because he says that he wants to hit a new audience, right? And I think that, look, that's fine. That's cool. Do whatever you need to do, Ross. So now I think it's fair for us to talk about it since we offered bringing it up. I found this great channel. We showed this yesterday, but this is kind of a quick TLDR of what's going on with Stop Killing Games, and then we'll continue here because there's more to this story. Okay, here we go.
Stop Killing Games is a movement started by Ross Scott, owner of the channel Cursed Farm. The movement's goal is to force game devs to have an end-of-life plan for their games, so people's games won't be unplayable once the servers shut down. Something that happened to the Ubisoft game The Crew. Sadly, YouTuber PirateSoftware misrepresented the initiative, claiming Ross was asking for all live service games to have a single-player mode and have their servers run indefinitely when he just wants games to be made with post-support functionality in mind. The bad PR really hurt the campaign, as with less than 40 days left, the EU petition has less than half the needed signatures. So make sure to spread the word and sign the petition if you live in the EU, as this succeeding could ensure our games are playable for years to come. That's 47 minutes saved. See you next time.
Okay, so
no, thanks for the TLDR, guy.
Yeah, this is a great little channel I just found. I really appreciate it. It's good. So when he says 47 minutes, there's a lot there. There's a lot of videos to watch. But this whole thing spurred back up when a couple days ago, 3 days ago, in fact, Ross, I said Ross, but Ross from Cursed Farms, who once again has been on the channel before and talked about this initiative, opened up a new video. It was about an hour long here. And this, where you can see the title there, The End of Stop Killing Games. Now, why is this important? And I'm going to save everybody about an hour here. Now, this whole video here, a quick TLDR, is that this isn't just about one game. It's meant to be like a legal precedent, right? Ross isn't mad about The Crew getting shut down. He's highlighting that there are no clear laws in most countries protecting your rights to access what you've paid for. So he's targeting this on the EU in particular. And he talks about how like the most common misunderstanding here is that Ross never asked publishers to keep games alive forever or fund multiplayer servers indefinitely. Instead, the campaign proposal was that if you shut it down, let the consumers or the customers run it themselves, right? That's the whole idea here, is that if you're going to say goodbye to your game, let the audience take care of it.
Yeah,
now,
let private servers actually exist after that.
Right. So Thor came in and PirateSoftware, he said much of the opposition, especially from him, was built on the false idea that the movement was demanding indefinite publisher support and force devs to convert MMOs into single-player games. And that's kind of the general thought on this. And PirateSoftware really came in, and his role was like absolutely devastating towards this movement, right? Thor's misunderstanding to the campaign was very influential and was filled with inaccuracies. And that's kind of the issue that was put in on this. And Ross was like brutally honest during this video. He talked about how major creators like Asmongold and Linus Tech Tips and Yongye and whatever talked about it. But ultimately, they couldn't overcome apathy. And he says in the video, this was like a really, really big thing. And I know this from working online for a long time. The biggest obstacle wasn't getting gamers to care about games. It was getting people to care about anything, right? And I've said this before a million times. The hardest thing to do online is to get somebody to click a link. That's it. It's very hard to do. And in this case, not enough people click the link. So the European Citizen Initiative will likely fail, and that Ross has said that he's done with Stop Killing Games after July 31st. And he's not bitter, but he's just kind of deeply burnt out and needs to return to making like traditional videos on his YouTube channel. So, but he said if someone else would like to take the torch, that's fine. He just can't do it. But he said the window of opportunity is closing. So I think this is like a case study of how gamers have like zero rights when it comes to digital purchases. And this is one guy trying to fix it. And he just got buried under like apathy, misinformation, and corporate indifference, if that makes sense.
And I think the apathy has been a big issue for years, right? Because again, when like the original Gamergate happened, a lot of people were like, oh, we can just laugh at these guys and they'll go away because nobody will take them seriously. And lo and behold, a decade later, they've been taken seriously. They embedded themselves in the gaming industry. They made everything worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now, it has seen a little bit of a signature bump in this proposal here. It's supposed to have a million signatures, and if you live in Europe, then by all means go sign it. It's currently sitting at 553,000, which is up like almost 100,000 since this whole brouhaha has happened. So there's a lot there. Now, there's been a lot of pushback on PirateSoftware based off of him more or less spearheading the lack of, he didn't want to get behind it, right? I think that's probably the biggest thing.
Well, it was more like he was someone who was supposed to be advocating for gamers' rights, owning it physically, you own what you buy type of deal, and he just completely went the opposite direction, would not understand, was not willing to even listen, was just spewing false information like a moron. So like he completely did a 180 on his entire stance.
That's
so,
it.
like, yeah, people are calling
Which
him a fraud.
surprises me that it's taken about 9 months for him to get, like, real backlash over. Like, I remember some people being angry about it when it first happened.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, like, he just, like, nothing really happened.
Well, he came out yesterday, and he put a post on X. And it's a pretty long post here, but I'll just kind of sum it up so we don't have to read it.
You're underwater.
Thank you. So this post, it critiques the Stop Killing Games.
You're still underwater.
What's going on?
I'm trying to fix it, like trying to like spike something.
Am I better?
There you are.
There we go. Okay, just play something there whenever I go underwater instead of that. All right, maybe to play this one next time. Sometimes you gotta slap a bitch.
No, what we really need is like a bunch of water, like bubbles or whatever, so it really does like actually make you look like you're underwater.
I don't think it's an internet thing. I really don't. I have really good internet, but regardless. So there's this big post here, and his thing is that it's a technical challenge, maintaining online games, online only games like MMOs in a quote functional playable state. Post shutdown is his argument is that it's infeasible due to server dependency, and he puts together some data from the 2021 Game Developers Conference, and it was like 68% of online games cease functionality after server closure. And his post really like highlights the tension, between obviously PirateSoftware, despite leaving AAA gaming in 2016. He is facing backlash for aligning with developer concerns. So there's obviously a divide here, and that's kind of where we're at with these things. Now, his friends have reached out to him, be like, "I don't understand how you don't understand." Right? That's the thing that most people have talked about here is, PirateSoftware being on this side, he's thrown out all sorts of really like passive aggressive language at people, talking about how, like you're not, just more or less talking about how people are dumb when it comes to the situation. It's one of those, I'm smarter than you. You need to understand what I'm saying here.
Well, I mean, isn't it, when you think about the fact that he's like making his own live service game, I'm pretty sure he's working on an MMO. There's a conflict of interest. And so I feel like there's less benefit of the doubt to give him of, oh, he just doesn't understand, he's misconstruing it, and it more falls into the territory of he's probably maliciously lying because it will personally benefit him.
Well, and you're probably right? Why would somebody not support something that doesn't directly benefit him, right? He closes here, and this is what I'm talking about with like passive aggressive nature here. He says, just because I don't support this doesn't mean you should blindly follow me. In that just because I said pretty words on the internet, you also shouldn't blindly bash me because some other creator said so. Watch the videos I put out, read the initiative, decide for yourself. Apply critical thinking and don't outsource it to others over here.
I mean, that's a good thing to say. I can get behind that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that. That's fine. But here's the thing. I don't think that he's doing that for himself, because this was here from Moist Critical. he dropped a video, a couple videos, as you can see, from PirateSoftware, and I watched this last night, and I was honestly kind of surprised. He talks about how he reached out to him. Here's a 1-minute clip.
Not believe his ego. His ego is so out of control. I feel like he's only a week or two away from exclusively referring to himself in third person, like Stone Cold fucking Steve Austin. That's the truth because PirateSoftware said so. Some shit like that. It's crazy how he's responded. The smugness is nails on a chalkboard. It just makes you feel icky listening to it. And he goes on that same talking point multiple times in the clip about how, like, oh, I guess I'm fully to blame. I guess because I made those videos 10 months ago, it's my fault entirely that this whole thing crashed and burned. Yep. Oh, boy. Time to play a sad song on the world's smallest violin for the Stop Killing Games movement, all because big bad PirateSoftware took it all down by himself. Like, it's crazy. No one's saying that. There is no one out there that is saying it is entirely PirateSoftware's fault that Stop Killing Games hasn't been more successful in its endeavors. But there's irrefutable evidence that you had a detrimental, not believe.
So yeah,
true.
To the idea, and he goes on in the video to further talk about how just like they clearly don't agree as far as Moist Critical and his buddy PirateSoftware are talking about this, and it's like talking to a wall more or less. And PirateSoftware is so dug in on this issue that he just refuses to even look at the other side, and he hides behind the idea of, well, critical thinking, and he has this holier than thou thought process on here. And I mean, for me, this just strictly comes back to, consumer rights, customer rights, the idea of having these things. And I don't understand what is so bad about the idea of having, when it's time to shut down a game, giving the game over to your fan base. And we're talking about, like, if you're shutting down your game, it's because your fan base is very small.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't understand what the hiccup or what the holdup is on this in particular. And we're also at this point only talking about Europe. We're not even talking about worldwide. This is a battle that needs to be done in every country of every portion of the world, as everybody has their own laws and regulations. So,
and another thing that shows you that you can't just legislate these things in one area is when the loot box legislation was happening, and I want to say it was Denmark, made it so that, like, you couldn't have, I don't remember exactly what their law was, but they did something with, like, loot boxes. And instead of, like, complying with the loot box law, I was playing Final Fantasy Mobius at the time, and the developers of Final Fantasy Mobius decided that instead of complying with the loot box laws, was it Belgium? Okay, sorry, it was Belgium, not Denmark. And instead of complying with the loot box laws in Belgium, they just decided we're not going to publish Final Fantasy Mobius in your country anymore. So you couldn't access it without a VPN. And so it's like companies will always find a way to continue doing their, like, weird, skeevy, money-grubbing nonsense unless you actually make it detrimental for them to do so in their largest markets.
I think there are some people who just think totally different, and it's unfortunate. And the same reason why PirateSoftware is blown up is the same reason, like, this goes back to the thing I say about Nintendo. The same reason why you love Nintendo is the same reason why you hate Nintendo, right? They're very protective of the things. And I think in a situation like this, the same reason why PirateSoftware has blown up as far as the way he thinks, people agree with certain things, his analogies that he gives, people appreciate that. I feel like maybe his ego has gotten in a way here, his own way, which is something that we see all the time from content creators. There needs to be everybody online has some sort of narcissism to them, right? But it's just a matter of how deep you jump into your own pile of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And I think in this situation, he's just jumped head in, and he refuses to see the other side of the argument, like, at all, which is probably the most shocking and sad thing when it comes to this. So I'll be curious to see how this has affected his viewership, his audience, if his audience has been divided even further, because he, for a long time, was seen as like a really really strong advocate for gamers, and that appears to be the exact opposite of what's been going on with him lately. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything to close that out, Kirsche?
I mean, I guess it's just disappointing because if he was supposed to be somebody advocating for gamers and he's just like, absolutely not, we can't have this petition go through. If it does, it'll be incredibly detrimental. It's like, I don't know, that feels really weird. Like, I don't know too much about the guy, but I remember when this first happened and a lot of people were upset. So it's kind of good he's getting called out again. Maybe we can attribute this to ignorance somehow, but I feel like it's more malice because it's self-serving. But if it is ignorance, maybe he can have his mind changed.
This is, I mean, his channel is a powerhouse. And you can look at his Social Blade analytics here. You can see exactly when he blew up right here. October of 2023, blew up over here. Massive.
Yeah, that is a massive blow up. Holy.
I mean, holy moly, right? He's just piddling along. Then I think this is when Shorts came out, and that's really kind of where he blew up. Kind of came out of nowhere. He's still doing 88 million views of his content every month. 88 million, despite seeing a drop off here. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars every month just from his YouTube, assuming that it's not all shorts. So, man, what a mess. Now, you pointed this out, Kirsche. You're right. PirateSoftware being a game publisher, pushing a live service, and figured he wouldn't get caught farming an initiative good for gamers, for viewers. But now it doesn't look like he doesn't have the good guy mandate of heaven and is getting cooked alive, right? Because he did go in and he had another post that just totally nuked off the internet. So
why did he nuke it?
I don't know. You know, you think that if you're going to put together something that is this long, that you definitely feel okay.
Stand by it, right? Yeah.
Right. And he's, you know, he says, I put out 2 videos disagreeing with your initiative 10 months ago and haven't talked about it since. Now your initiatives have failed and you're blaming me for 33 minutes of an hour-long video covering it. Your community is out in force shitting on our streams and socials with hate messages. That's what it always comes back to, hate messages.
Yeah, it
right?
does.
It's always hate. Someone who disagrees with me is hate. Threats and snide comments over here. So anyways, he ended up deleting this as quote-unquote proof. So
of course.
Yeah. All right. What a mess that is. Guys, thanks again for your supers. Let's get to some of your thoughts on this as well. Zayfair says PirateSoftware learned a lot from his time at Blizzard, including the mentality of the company owns the game even after you quote unquote buy it. Stop killing games actively undermines that mentality. Game Hunter says, I didn't get the platinum for Black Desert Online. I kept looking online. What time does the shutdown begin? All I got was it shut down on the 26th today. Maintenance happens 2 hours soon at 11 p.m. Well, good luck with that, man. Good luck.
I don't know what that means.
He's trying to get the platinum before a game shuts down. So
they're actually shutting down Black Desert?
That's what he said, yeah.
Oh.
Ministry Wrong Thing says, stop trying to victim blame, but the dude who ran, not trying to victim blame, but the dude who running Stop Killing Games is part responsible too. Why wait 10 months to set the record straight? Correcting misinformation about a cause spread by a massive channel isn't, quote, drama farting. It's defending your cause. Wanted to defend yourself after 10 months because drama absolutely hurt.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he did. Didn't he? When the whole thing happened last year? Because I remember him going on other people's channels and talking about it.
Yeah, he went on other people's channels and talked about it. I don't know about this, like, drama farming thing. Like, yeah, if you delay something because you don't want to be seen as, like, causing drama or drama farming, absolutely on you. Defending yourself or defending your cause is not drama farming as much as people want to try and claim that it is. When they do that, it's in their best interest that you keep your mouth shut, so.
In my brief experience with Ross, he doesn't strike me as a guy who likes to get into the middle of nonsense, right? He kind of went into this with an you know, quote unquote noble cause. And in turn, that has, because he went in as a gentlemanly, I guess, if that's the best way. He doesn't like to get in the mud sometimes and fight, which I think in that situation, maybe that's what the argument is here, is that he should have fought harder. And I think when you say the end of something, that kind of lights a fire under people. Say like, look, I'm done with this, right? Maybe I should have said something earlier, but saying, hey, this is done, that lights a fire under people. And I will say this, you know, he said he's done with it July 31st. That's still over a month away. So he said, like, pretty much in 6 weeks, I'm done with it. So there is enough time for it to change. So If you guys haven't.
I put the link below on YouTube if anyone's interested in signing it.
Yeah, and it's like that's fine. That's fine if like Ross is a nice guy who doesn't get involved in drama. Defending yourself.
He definitely
not
did that because I've seen him. I've literally seen him live go on other people's channels and discuss it
so
against
did I.
pirates.
But
So,
it's like there's always the people who are just like, oh, he doesn't get involved in drama. And it's like that's fine.
He didn't
this
do
isn't
enough.
drama. Yeah, this isn't drama. This is just him defending himself.
Right. Tomac says, as was said on the during the previous largest gaming podcast, the Co-optional podcast, we occasionally talk about games. Yeah, like that's the thing. We are talking about this is game centric here. That's why we're the #1 video game podcast on planet Earth, which is great. Nick says, well, I thought about a wholesome FMK, but the look Blabs and Craig gave me, I think I'll flee for my life. Seriously though, thanks for all the great shows. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate your support. Video Gamer says, I can't imagine getting drunk or attending a party where people drink excessively. Even when I was younger, I didn't see the appeal of it. Good thing, too, considering I found out later I have a crappy liver and excess drinking would be fatal to me. Wow.
That's rough.
Yes, always happy to see Wonderful Foxy on the show. Stay strong and F all the haters. Let's go. Legendary Golden Sport says, 2 days ago, anyone broke that... Any two, I don't know, broke that PewDiePie is no longer part of the top 10 most subscribed YouTube channels. He was previously ranked at number 10. Sure. He's now ranked 11. It's the end of an era.
He's finally been knocked off. It's been so long.
He's fallen off. Sorry, he's over here.
What a waste.
Yeah, living his best life on, that's insane.
With his family, how horrible.
Jordan says PirateSoftware also blew up because he collabed with VShojo for a bit.
I don't even remember that.
Sigrun says a vast majority of consumers are still in the don't ask questions, just consume product and then get excited for next product. Until that changes, we won't get anywhere, and we can't trust government or corpos. Vote with your wallet. Thank you, Sigrun.
Yeah, unfortunately.
A says, why does the discussion around Stop Killing Games solely revolve around Thor? Who cares if one person disagrees? People hate him anyway. Stop Killing Games can succeed without him, right?
Well, the problem is that when you purposefully... I guess I shouldn't say, when you misconstrue the point of something to the, that PirateSoftware did with the Stop Killing Games, and you have a much massive platform, you're going to be disseminating that incorrect information to quite a lot of people, and they're going to then disseminate that incorrect information to all of the people that they know. And so it's going to influence a lot of people to not sign something that could possibly be in their best interest as a gamer, because they're going to be taking Thor's word as someone perceived as an expert as like, oh, okay, this is bad and this is why. And again, it's like obviously not entirely his fault that you could have gained enough signatures without even doing anything with him, but the fact that he does have that influence to cause that effect is it's sad that he hasn't changed his mind.
I mean, getting a million people to do anything, let alone in Europe, is stupidly hard.
Yeah.
That is ridiculously difficult to do. Getting a million people to do anything worldwide is ridiculous. So, yeah, I mean, it's quite a journey that they're on there with Stop Killing Games. I honestly hope it works out.
If he genuinely has that opinion that the Stop Killing Games thing is bad and wrong and shouldn't succeed, shouldn't he be proud that he had an effect on killing it? Like, why would he be putting out all these posts trying to be like, oh, it's not all my fault, it's not, I had no effect on this, right? Like, why would he be defending himself instead of celebrating, like, yeah, I helped take this shit down because it's bad, like I said.
Lewis came in, says, as a Destiny 2 player, there is content I can't play anymore. Content I paid full price when money was scarce. Battlefield 4, with its rent-a-server, does it right and has kept the game alive for a decade. Thanks, Lewis. Super Iron Bob says, PirateSoftware's reaction is the reaction of poor developers, hyperbolic and insistence that the way things are implemented can't be changed. His analysis was shallow and wrong, stated strongly. Yeah. And Nicholas says, this needs correction. Ross during Thor's live stream tried to talk to Thor and correct his misunderstanding, and Thor's response was to ignore him and block him.
Well, that's kind of fucked up.
Very much. Thomas says, He also addressed the issues, but not with a direct call out to Thor back in one video on common misconceptions. Gamers being called consumers instead of gamers or customers feels like a psyop. Started around 2014-15. It always feels dirty to be called it.
It does.
Okay. I got one more thing for you today, Kirsche. We're going to get to the rest of your supers, guys. Thank you very much. Are you ready for quite possibly one of the biggest crash outs I've ever seen?
I hope so.
This is spectacular. Now, let's first go to the bustling small business called Wonderfilled Games. I was not familiar of this. Their website looks like it was made in 2006, but here we are. Wonderfilled Games right here.
Okay.
Now, why does this care? Real quick, just let's learn a little bit about them. Let's just go to their about section, see what they have to say. Wonderfilled origin story, a boyhood dream. This nerd right there thought he could change the world way back when. Still does. He used to hide in his basement closets just to listen to his older brothers roll dice and grow crawling in dungeons. Often booted, he started up his own. He was carrying around a D&D monster manual by the 3rd grade and making adventures for his friends. 6 years ago, he left the back lot at Universal Studios for the last time. It was his final day on the Super Nintendo World project. He was told he could look for other positions, but it was then he decided to break out on his own again and do his darnedest to make the world, world, I guess, a bit more wonder-filled. At Wonderfilled, we weave magical worlds where imagination and adventure merge, inviting dreamers of all ages to experience enchantment in our video games, role-playing adventures, and theme parks. Our commitment to innovation includes and inclusivity. There it is. Our commitment to innovation.
I was going to say, this sounds good so far. When's it going to fucking bring up DEI?
Oh, here we go. Our commitment to innovation and inclusivity creates a realm where every moment is a dance and wonder, and every journey is an unforgettable tale. Join us in a celebration of wonder, where dreams come alive, and every step is a memory in the making. There we go. Let's real quick. Let's get a little bit more here. Our mission. If in the spirit of great storytelling tellers of yore, Wonderfilled is more than a company. It's a haven where imagination reigns supreme, and where dreams are not just dreamt but lived. We are guardians of wonder, architects of dream, and believers in the boundless power of play. Join us in this magical journey where every path leads to wonder and every moment is cherished memory in the making. So, I mean,
okay.
There we go. That's where we're at.
All right,
now,
that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. Now let's
Who is this guy?
Let's go. I'm glad you asked, Kirsche, because we have some good context here. And this little boy here has changed a lot over the years. This was tweeted from the Wonderfilled Games X account, simply saying, a message from our founder. Okay? Would you like to hear
That's a long-ass message. Let's go.
It is. Are you ready for this? And I do think
ready.
I think it's important that we do listen to the whole message because there's a lot here. So here we go. Let's listen to their message. And you just tell me when you want me to stop, whenever you're ready to stop. Okay? So
I feel like I'm about to hear AIDS.
We'll let him throw it out there.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's me, the guy that started the new TSR. It's true. I had a license from the owners, right? And Ernie offered it to me as the owners at the time.
So once again, the background doesn't really matter, but here we go.
I rebooted it. It sort of became this kind of magnet for white nationalists.
What? wait. What is a magnet for white nationalists?
His game that he has released over here.
What game?
Well, while this plays, I'll let you. I'll get a little more information about it. Here we go.
And it sort of became this kind of magnet for white nationalists, Trumpsies, the new Fourth Reich Nazis, Trump supporters. Yeah, and frankly, all MAGA supporters are Trumpsies.
So there you go. No, we don't want blanket statements here, right? Here we
Fucking
go.
Trumpsies, by the way.
We're 30 seconds in, all right, here, and this is where we're at.
They might not want to admit it now, But this, the second time they voted for him, they knew what they were voting for. And we're seeing it. It's affected my life deeply. My family is Hispanic. My family is made of immigrants. My family is made of immigrants all the way back to the birth of this country. Serving
Why do
George
so many people struggle differentiating immigrants and illegal immigrants? Like, it just boggles the mind, man.
It's so insulting.
I don't understand. I really don't. I don't understand how that is. You're 100% right. This idea that there is a stark difference between the two, and people have taken that and they just totally missed the point of it. It's fascinating. But I think this is actually really, really important here. Listen to what he says.
Made of immigrants.
His family's made of immigrants.
My family is made of immigrants all the way back to the birth of this country.
Okay, so back to 1776. So his family is made of immigrants from 1776.
Serving under General George Washington.
Who served under General George Washington.
Somehow I just don't believe him.
What was the numbers of Hispanics serving under Washington? Also curious about that.
I don't know. These are good questions.
I'm pretty sure the people under Washington were all a bunch of British people.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, like, if he's Mexican and he's saying that his family was made up of immigrants that served under George Washington, wouldn't his ancestors be British, not Mexican?
It could also be slavery too. So then, technically speaking,
yeah, but he don't look black.
Well, no, because there's more than one type of slavery. Let's be real. So
I don't think they were enslaving the Irish in 1775, though.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If he's saying immigrants, but he's Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
That's my point.
Well,
okay.
I do think that he needs to kind of figure out which story he's going with here, as far as his family being made up of immigrants and also serving under George Washington. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, again, if his family served under George Washington, his family has been here for generations, which would not make his immediate family made up of immigrants. It would make his ancestors immigrants, but.
No. Well, let's see what else. What other really sane things he's going to say here.
My family actually extends prior to that as well as Native Americans.
Then he's definitely not an immigrant. What the fuck does he mean?
He's covered all the bases here. His family served under Washington. They also immigrated, and they're also Native Americans. So he's throwing out all of it right now, which is just spectacular for him. Way to go, man. Way to go. Let's see what else happens.
American. And then this happened really these past 20 years. The GOP made a strategy book for how to steal elections here in the United States with the election of George W. Bush. And it's just sort of continued. They destroyed the public education system. And now we have the Gestapo working for the biggest criminals of the highest order on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
What reality does he live in?
This is
what?
Yes, that's the question you got to ask. Does he only consume like the propaganda that he sees? Is it what's going on?
I just don't understand how these people get made, right? Like we're seeing the effects of someone who's been thoroughly propagandized, and they just don't live in reality anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know how you get like this. How do you get this deep in believing things that aren't real?
I think this is where we're at. Like, he's clearly on the most broken of broken people, right?
Yeah.
Clearly. But let's see where his signaling, his virtue signaling has gotten him.
I just gotta call your chat retards for a second. There's a lot
Sure.
of people who like, Kirsche, the Irish were slaves. It's like, yes, that's why I use them as an example. Maybe I'm wrong about them not being slaves specifically in 1775, but I thought it was later than that in the U.S. where we treated them as indentured servitude. I know they've been beaten by the British since the dawn of time, but I was talking about in the U.S. because we're talking about this guy in the U.S. at the moment. Holy shit! I never once said that the Irish weren't slaves at all. You mongoloids.
listen. We have a lot of retards who watch this show. Okay, it's okay. We all are in our own little way, right, Blabs?
We are. We're all retired together, as I name myself.
Maybe we should change our community name from normal men to just retards.
I'm fine with that. I've been saying that for ages.
Retarded men.
Here we go.
In my own country, it's scary. It's truly frightening. On a level that I don't think a lot of these bigots that thought giant lands and Wonderfilled were for them, when in fact isn't. I was trying to create something different because as a person that was always a different color and a sort of a different mentality than all those around me, I wanted to make something different. I wanted to make the kind of game I always wanted as a kid.
By the way, he's speaking of this game, Giant Lands, over on their channel.
I've never heard of it. How does it attract white supremacists?
Well, apparently it's become a beacon of that. Let's keep that in mind. So let's continue on with this wonderful crash out.
Did you forget to switch the screen?
Yeah, I did. I switched it over. Sorry.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I do it all the time, probably 3 times a show.
I wanted to make something different. I wanted to make the kind of game I always wanted as a kid, where people like me were seen. And I didn't see a lot of myself in the original TSR stuff.
Real quick, doesn't this go directly against what we just read here? Where all he wanted to do was play the games that his brothers were playing? It goes exactly...
Also, he looks like incredibly fucking white kid in that picture. And not so much like, is that even a picture of him? Like, that doesn't look like him. Like, look at the nose structure, man.
I don't know. There's good old Steven Aaron Deinhardt there. Let's see what else Steven Aaron Deinhardt has to say.
Or a lot of role-playing games. What I did see was a lot of white boy fans. Let's face it, I don't have problems with it. I have some white boy in me too. Some people might say it's a majority of me. But
and he
Did you
feels
just say I
guilty.
have some white boy inside of me?
He did. Well, I mean, we already knew he was gay. Listen to the way he's talking.
Listen, he feels guilty for it every single day he wakes up.
I identify myself as an American from a melting pot. And I always loved having many cultures in my life. Studying many religions, having friends of many faiths, colors, shapes, sizes, origins, nations, creeds. And what's happening now is exactly the opposite. It's unpatriotic and un-American. As you can see, it makes me sort of upset. This is a dry run. I didn't write this, but I thought it was a good idea to try to set things straight. My business has been in ruins for...
Okay, so despite, remember how he opened this, talking about how his games have become this beacon of, what did he say, white supremacy? Is that what he said?
Yeah, some shit like that. Like white nationalism.
Right, and trumpets or whatever he said, right?
Yeah, Trumpsies. They're like Nazis, but Trumpsies.
Oh, okay. This is a new term that I'm not familiar with. So, okay, let's get into the actual business of this.
Set things straight. My business has been in ruins for, I don't know, 2 years now. I don't think I've sold a game.
He hasn't sold a single game in 2 years.
Well, clearly it's not a beacon of anything then. What does he mean?
Right.
And that's all right. I don't want to sell to
No, it's not. Oh.
Going through this process, really over the past 4 or 5 years, has been incredibly disheartening to the point where I'm not really interested in making games too much anymore.
But I thought as a kid you were like, I'm in it for the love of the game. I don't care about the money. It's just I love the game so much. So like now why are you complaining?
The game has been overrun by Trumpsies over here. It's unfortunately for him.
For everyone. And all that happened was my game became a flashpoint tape that destroyed much of my life.
What?
I don't like.
Dude, who knows what this guy is saying?
What? How did it destroy his
drugs?
life? It sounds like it.
He may be so loaded up that he has no idea what he's saying right now. I mean, just blitzed beyond his mind.
Was canceled from the internet by both sides. And let's face it, fascism is not a problem that's unique to these awful people who now basically rule Twitter.
Yeah, the fascists rule Twitter now.
That's right. Get off our platform here. There we go.
Problem on the left as well.
Go to blue sky.
If you try to regulate what people can say, think, or how they feel, you were on the wrong side.
So he's on the wrong side of history.
Advocate.
Yes.
And I like to sort of egg people on, both for PR and just sort of the trickster in me, right? Because that's how you get people talking. So it seems people are talking about this. And yes, in the future, there will be no white people because white people never existed. Color is an illusion. Race is a lie. That's why there is no race in Giant Lands.
What?
What is this guy talking about?
How can you talk about white nationalists at the beginning of your video and then be like, white people will not exist in the future because they already don't exist? So if they already don't exist, how can you complain about white nationalists? Like, pick a fucking struggle, my guy.
He's going with all the struggles. He's jumping in the struggle deep end. That's exactly what he's doing here. My goodness. Okay, listen. It's about to finish up and finish strong. I'm telling you this right now. Here we go.
Race is a lie. By the way, I'm a Hispanic immigrant. Take me more seriously.
Jesus.
No race in Giant Lands because race is a myth, right? Sort of like class, right? Also a myth. These things are perpetuated by people that are living centuries ago to try to maintain some kind of sense of superiority over people of color. And
if race doesn't exist, how do people of color exist? Do you hear yourself?
Yes.
Mr. Weird AIDS Man.
You are poking so many holes in what he's talking about right now, and he is such a Looney Tune. It's crazy.
He's just not making any sense whatsoever. And like saying class doesn't exist. Like, sure, if you're trying to put it in the framing of like, well, all people have an inherent value that isn't tied to their monetary value. Like, sure, you could make that reasoning, I suppose. But saying that class doesn't exist is just silly. Like, everyone can see with their own eyes. Like, yeah, unfortunately, there are classes of people.
Yes, tell that to the upper class that has all of the monies. All of them,
right?
You know, like tell it to the poor people down the street that class doesn't, you know, like, who are living on bridges, that class doesn't exist.
Yeah, you're actually just the same as Bezos, you living paycheck to paycheck.
Here's 13 seconds left, and it's about to end on a bang.
I just won't accept it anymore. And no, I don't need your business. You don't give me any business anyway. So I ask you please to find your own way and have a good day. Peace and love.
Peace and love flips you off.
That's right. That's what a great way to finish here, which is just great. So he's clearly a really well balanced and smart.
Yeah, very mentally sane.
Very sane, yes. Now the response to this post by our friends has been just chef's kiss here. Hypnotic, who is a great channel. I think he's closing in on 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Responded with, I'm a Hispanic. You're also retarded. if people around you were, a quote, of a different color, which, let's be real, you mean white people, that means you must have grown up in a very white neighborhood. Ironic, or two, you didn't have much of a family unit. Or two, you didn't have much of a family unit. As a Hispanic, you should know better than anyone. Our family units are packed. I couldn't look left or right without seeing a brown person next to me. You say you didn't sell a game for 2 years and that your business is in ruins, and you can't decide to make and you decide to make a video attacking more than half the country and saying, I don't care, I don't want your business anyway. Dude.
Yeah, interesting gambit.
Yes, he's really going for it. Yeah. Dude, the people who side with you ideologically aren't giving you their business either. This video might earn some pity sales, but you will still be in ruins in every way, both emotionally and business. Do what Hispanics do and work. Work hard. Skip the ideology bullshit because no one is buying it. The whole woe is me, I'm brown shit is ridiculous. Save that for the other groups, for people out there. Also, the whole ending with peace and love and raising the middle finger shows exactly how cringe and insane you've really become. Did you really think you did something with that? By the way, you pay Elon, the white Nazi you love to claim they are, he's South African, by the way, for a blue check mark on his platform in the hopes you garner some money and reach and further reach through X Blue. So do yourself, so you in fact support those white Nazis, which, yes,
always amusing when that happens. Fucking abased, honestly.
It's amazing. And Savvy simply just wants to know, why didn't the target demographic show up? White people are a global minority, so why didn't the gays and black people and everyone else who is your target show up? Literally for 2 years. So
2 years, man.
Now, there is one last statement that this guy made, which I just can't even imagine anybody saying this. This is how broken this guy is here. This is in response to a post over here. This is just yesterday. He's over here talking about, all this is what a bunch. This guy said, "What a bunch of effing losers you are. Convenient that you speak for a war now that he passes away." Anyways, he responds with, "You'll just be bred out of existence. We're not like you. We'll just eliminate your seed from this earth."
But it's not happening, by the way. It's not happening. If you mention it, you're actually the racist.
And by the way, I thought race didn't exist.
Yeah, race doesn't exist, but we're going to breed you out of existence because, I mean, you never really existed anyways. You've never actually been human beings. I love how this is like the train of thought that they always go down. And it's like, how are you going to, in the same breath, be like, yeah, we're going to breed you out of existence, and that's a good thing that it's happening. And yet anytime anyone brings that up, it's like, oh, well, you're just a racist for saying it. That's crazy.
This is pointed out as well. We believe games make people make believe and play can unite and heal hearts, nations in the world. In this time when so many are hurting, some good old fashioned kindness can go a long way.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to be kind to white people, right? Those are just devil beasts.
Unbelievable. I've never seen somebody so. I've seen unhinged people, but to put down your phone or to set up a webcam and go on a 4.5-minute rant, just rambling like that and saying things that, like, I mean, that's legit Looney Tunes. And I've said this before, we need to bring back insane asylums. And the first group of people that need to be tossed in are these people who are just straight up broken by our current president. It's
it's insane. The derangement syndrome goes kind of hard, and it's fascinating to watch.
Oh, my God. Ian came in and says, "Hey, just popped over here from Twitter to take a quick break from the fascism and Superman stories." Well, thanks, Ian. Appreciate that. Glad you found us up here with you today. Cyrus says, "Man is lying about the
underwater."
A dick. We're gone.
God.
The dick made you disappear.
The dick took us out.
Why don't you read that?
Anyway, man is lying about D&D and RPGs. The whole point is to create your own character. It's the group's game. If you're having fun, you're doing it right. He is a brainwashed fool. Thank you very much. Kirsche, to answer your question, it's all one big gay club and you ain't in it, Sister Montez.
I can't be gay enough for the club.
That's right.
Speaking of Montez, we go ahead and get the last one while we get our next Montez queued up.
Barky says, "I'm late. Tom Good and Cooked is unfortunately very accurate to current Spider-Man comics. Alas, I'm here to throw money and cause controversy by saying Andrew Garfield is the best LA Spider-Man." Listen, I actually really like Andrew Spider-Man, so...
I like the guy on the left, whoever he was.
That's the first one. Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, he looks the most Spider-Man to me.
Mm-hmm.
What would you know?
Well, it's like if I had to pick a man out of a lineup and be like, which one is Spider-Man? I would have picked him. I'm like, that one's the Spider-Man.
That's right. See? Kirsche gets it. Hey, real quick, before we get to some supers and we show off Montez, quick reminder, you guys can support the Crazy Fox Lady by simply clicking the link at the top of the chat if you're watching over on YouTube. That is our, as part of Plus, you support us, you support Kirsche. And if you do it on a month-to-month basis, you support it on a month-to-month basis. You can also do it on an annual basis as well, which is great.
Hell yeah.
So head on over there, use the link to support her over on Side Shoulders Plus. She's going to be doing, I know you guys have we announced that Blabs and Kirsche are going to be playing together soon?
I mean, we announced, I mean, yeah, you just did. I mean, I said that we're planning something in July, but I haven't said like what.
Good job, Craig.
Can we announce it? Can we announce it?
Well, you're the boss. You literally decide these things.
Kirsche, are you good if we announce it?
Yeah. yeah.
Okay, so coming up in July, Blabs and Kirsche will be playing Rumble Roses together on exclusive to Side Scrollers Plus. So
I'm gonna rumble your fucking rose.
Don't ever say that to me again. Thank you.
No.
I'm gonna call HR.
So, look,
I am HR.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So use the link to support her, support us. Good things happening over on Side Scrollers Plus, which will be very, very good. Rumble Roses, which is good. Let's get to a couple more supers real quick so I can show everybody what Rumble Roses is. But go ahead, Blabs.
Game Hunter says a Black Desert PlayStation 4 North America and EU server shut down last night at 11 p.m. instead of at 1 a.m. Pacific today. The PlayStation 5 version is coming out today. Devs pulled the plug 2 hours too soon. I'm going after dying games.
Oh, that makes sense. Nobody really cares about console versions of MMOs, though, so, you know, that's fine.
Scooter says, Craiger, Babble, blah, 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 and Snow Fox Moonbeam, you guys make Thursdays at work wonderful, even though a lot of hot, fresh little garbage just got dumped at the landfill across the road. Delightful.
Are those our names at Burning Man?
I guess so. Saint says, next thing he will say is he inherited an actual underwater basket weaving degree from his native Indian great-great-great-grandparents. More than a touch of tism on this subject.
Just a little bit.
Hey, by the way, this is Rumble Roses, guys. I don't know if you girls know you're playing this game.
No, I know what it is.
Okay, those who don't know, it's a wonderful, lots of jiggle physics going on in that.
That's why I said I was gonna rumble her rose. That's why I made the joke.
All right, we did get Montez today. Kirsche, let's see.
That's me.
Let's have you pick between number 1, 2, and 3.
Let's go with 2. It's in the middle.
Bitch! Montez!
Awesome. Little duck hunt. Great stuff right there.
Hunting the duckoos.
Gaming Newfie came in with the 10, says, I'm sure Ross's Cursed Farms heart is in the right place, but when dealing with any government, you must have the best wording created in your petition. If you give the EU any room, they will abuse the power, best intentions or not.
I mean, I could agree with that. I don't know what the wording is off the top of my head, but if PirateSoftware's criticism is that the wording needs to be more airtight, he hasn't exactly done a good job at conveying that.
You know, I was looking through Plus just now, and I realized like a lot of your audience may not know that you actually were on King of the Couch, and like I got to be honest, we haven't really talked since then. When Samantha, the 40-something-year-old wine mom, came in, and you guys had that conversation, that may have been my favorite part of the entire show.
I loved getting the wine moms involved. It was like, oh, now we're really local streamers, I guess. We got the wine moms.
Yes, the wine mom portion of the show was spectacular, and I had so many people be like, "We'll never forget Samantha. We'll never forget Samantha, the wine mom who came in." Anyways, you guys can go watch the replay of that over on Side Scrollers Plus.
King of the Couch was a lot of fun.
Yes, so much fun. Look forward to the next one. King, we'll give you an update on what we have coming.
Hypnotic in the chat.
Let's go, Hypnotic. Hypnotic, who I can't wait to have involved in one of our premium events coming soon. Delta says, glad to see Moist covering Stop Killing Games, actually because he unintentionally exposed how shitty Thor is to interact with. It pissed me off. Thor said Ross's community was the problem, especially when Thor's viewers were pushing back and he banned them. Yes. Cenarian says, I only eat puffins because they're made of food. They also kind of overcrowd a lot of our cliffs and force out more rare birds. They've had it too good for too long. Regarding the petition, I'm in Europe, but not the EU. Otherwise, I'd sign. Thank you, Cenarian.
Well, penguins are my favorite bird, or else I'd ask him to smuggle me a puffin into the U.S.
Smuggle the puffin.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need to get Cenarian together. Cenarian is like super based and apparently super jacked and does really well for himself, but he's like missing a girlfriend. So we may play the dating game with Cenarian. So we'll see.
Side daters.
That's right.
I need to go on the streamer dating game show. That's how I'm going to find a himbo.
Let's go. Hey, we need to make that happen. Let's go. John says, fun fact, PirateSoftware's actual dad is the South Park Blizzard guy meme. Oh.
Oh, that's funny.
Tenarian came back, says, as a polyglot who understands 7 languages, I should perhaps do more to help improve Craig's reading ability. Like, how do you guys, how do you get 2 R's out of feroce? It's pharaoh, and ease like Japanese. Oh, pharaohese.
Pharaoh potato.
Tenarian, I suck at life. Commodore Fan says, as the comic Ron White once said, you can't fix stupid. It's clear this guy has drank the extreme leftist Kool-Aid, and the best thing, all he can do is sit back, laugh at these idiots, and others like him.
Extreme Kool-Aid.
Tenarian says, breed us out of existence? I saw 2 Asian ladies the other day holding hands and laughing with a blonde, blue-eyed boy. They were his mother and aunt. Our genes don't always lose out. And he followed up and says, speaking of Irish slaves, my dude bro culture, my ancestors raided the British Islands, nabbed some women, and opted not to go home to the old ball and chain back in Scandinavia and decided to lay low here. Now we're Vikings with some Irish folklore. Tenarian, you've been very supportive today, and we appreciate that greatly.
Right, man? That's
wonderful. Hypnotic says, thanks for reading my tweet. Yeah, you got it, man. It was a great tweet. It was awesome. You threw it down. Demi Moore's Tapeworm says, I love how these liberal Latinos love to condemn whitey while forgetting their own ancestry of the conquistadors, and their native tongue isn't native. It's a white European language. I blame Blabs.
What else is new?
Zafax says, to those trying to make the live service can't survive, and people will people will wait for end of life for private servers argument. Palworld, Minecraft, and others launched with private servers. One of Thor's arguments was people will make servers that people will have to pay for, either to enter and have to pay for, have to own their. There's proof here.
You're hurting my brain, Craig.
I know. Listen, I know.
Can't you just let me take these over, please?
Yes. There's a point.
Take me out of my misery.
There's a point where I start reading and I go, in my brain, this is not going well. Please stop.
I mean, like my
sometimes you gotta slap a bitch.
My brain dies after 8 p.m., so like I can relate, but goddamn, man.
Well, it is 1:26. That's when my brain officially shuts off. Go ahead, Blabs.
Jesus. All right, Jimothy says, I think he's talking about the Warhammer Dwarf Great Book of Grudges. Though each dwarf can have their own book of grudges. The Great Book is for individuals who are harmed the dwarven people. Thank you very much. Wasp says, when it comes to the Alphabet Mafia, I like to say that they are a code, Aerosmith. If you're having trouble seeing why, see their song, Dude, looks like...
That's a nice stealth one. I like that.
Shout out StreamYards. Anyway. All right, Marius says, does Mark Zuckerberg finally become a real boy in the sequel?
Probably not.
Hold on, Blabs. You're a little underwater as well.
Why?
Go ahead, fire away.
Hello?
Oh, by the way.
Hello. Kirsche is completely fucking right. 100%.
That's a great alert. I like that alert.
I was just waiting for an opportunity to play that. Sorry about that.
In the world. All right. Honey Badger says, fuck, marry, kill. The cast is hard. Blabs is huge snob. You're welcome. Kirsche likes weed. Craig, you're kind of cool, but I'm not gay, so bye.
Oh, look, a little bit of weed gummy every so often is okay. You know, everything in moderation, dear chatter.
Game Hunter Series says, Kirsche, a Sumo Asmongold game. I literally created the lore, explained the concept to my friends, made them drop to the ground laughing because it's the wildest idea I made since the JRPG Asmongold idea. Scooter says, I think this should
JRPG.
Scooter says, I think there should be a side-scrolls convention, just like E3, but not lame. Lots of games, culture, drinks, and panels.
We're gonna have to get that going, Craigathy.
Yeah, so I'm going to need to talk to you about that a little bit, Kirsche, because we have some ideas. We have some ideas about this, and maybe not necessarily a big convention, but lots of like smaller events, which we'll get to that. That's definitely something we've discussed.
Yeah.
Okay, Arigato says, wasn't paying attention, instructions unclear. Marry Kirsche, fuck Kirsche, clone, and fuck new Kirsche wife.
Wow.
Robocopter, I'm just going to keep going. To answer the DSP keeping a wife question, he somehow found someone with a lower IQ than him, and she gained 200 pounds in the last 5 years. She's physically unable to leave.
Come on.
Also Montez, oh my god.
We're not talking about people's wives here.
CTP says, a Montez for the business Foxu, the strong start and dunking on Tim Neanderthals. Because funny.
What is
Well, it's in Neanderthals instead of Netherlands. Listen, I'm sorry.
What is La Tejas Gorgeous?
La Tejas is, I'd imagine Tejas is Texas. Is that what they said? Sorry. Go ahead.
Joey says WWE fuck Mary Kill, Ray Ripley, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton. I mean, everybody wants to fuck Ray Ripley, isn't that the thing?
I don't know who any of those people look like.
Oh man, that'd be a good one to do. Okay, hold on. Keep that up real quick. Hold on, Rhea Ripley.
You can't just remember these names. I forgot you can't even remember Tobey Maguire, so never mind.
Okay, and Liv Morgan. Okay, cool. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. I'll get this pulled up.
Logical Victory says, Donald, Craig has been streaming for so long that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Do you understand that, Montez?
Relatable. I forget how things work all the time.
Emperor Creighton says, here's a fuck, marry, kill for you, Kirsche. Kronk, Albedo, Francis, York, Morgan. Choose wisely.
Oh no! Oh no, that one's so hard! Why would you do that?
At the same time?
Oh god! That's like, I don't know. That's hard, man. That's hard. I love all of those men. Oh
right.
god. I couldn't. I don't know. I don't know. That's too hard.
Go ahead, Blabs. You can go to the next one. Hey, think about that and maybe talk about that on your next show.
Yeah, maybe.
Mauser says, Hail Side Scroll, today is a great day. It's my birthday and we get the wonderful Kirsche. I hope everyone has the best day. Well, I hope you have a happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday!
Fifth Down Sports says, hey, Kirsche. Suck me beautiful. Craig and Blabs, I learned from the watch party yesterday. More watch parties and fun, Montez.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's from American Pie, which is great.
Marius says, fun fact, there used to be a job called the Groom of the Stool, whose job it was to wipe the king's ass. You know, I heard about that.
What a terrible job.
Yep. Wasp for 10 says, England has a Groom of the Stool up until the early 1910s, as an entire job was to wipe the king's butt. The groom would be knighted for his service. I learned this from the Fat Electrician.
I didn't know you would be knighted for wiping the king's ass. I mean, I guess it's a dangerous job.
Service. Squatch says, I can never have the feeling of a minty fresh butthole anymore, but here's $10 for both of you to have one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Eric says, congrats, Foxstone, on being the top cancel target on Blue Sky. You need to step up your game, Craig. You didn't even make the list.
I haven't watched that video yet, but, you know, if I made the top of the hit list, I probably should watch it.
Congratulations. That's great.
David says, don't tell Craig that is also Japanese Spider-Man with a giant robot. Yeah, don't tell him.
Oh, now we're talking.
Nose says, but isn't Kirsche always attracted to gay men?
Look, I'm just saying, I would be a valuable asset to the FBI. They just need to put me in a room, and I can pick out all the criminals on accident. Like, anyone I call cute, just arrest them. You know?
Anyway, Wasp says, during the 1600s, a guy in England decided the first indoor flushable toilet. He was arrested for being critical of the Queen, and the Crown kept the only secret flushing toilet in Buckingham.
Well, that's kind of rude. They're going to keep his toilet, but also imprison him?
Okay, I want to go back to that FMK that we did earlier. Okay, it was a WWE FMK. Speaking of that, Mr. Undertaker subscribed with tier 1 over on Twitch. Appreciate that, guys.
Oh, hell yeah, Mr. Undertaker. I see you, buddy.
Let's go. Hopefully you guys head over there. All right, anyways, so the FMK was Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan. Now I'm going to give you girls the heads up. All right, Kirsche. Here's Rhea Ripley, right here.
Yeah, she's from Adelaide, Australia. Picture also an Australian accent.
Okay. Here is Tiffany Stratton. Okay. And here is Liv Morgan. Okay. So FMK.
They're also plasticky.
Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan. Just off initial impressions.
They all look the same, except one has more tattoos than the other and black hair. They all look the exact same.
I mean, I don't think they look the exact same, but yeah, they are all kind of plasticky. The first two look more like lesbians than the last one, so I'm gonna kill the last one because she looks too straight for this challenge.
She's gone.
And I'm gonna fuck the Barbie doll who was in the middle.
Okay.
Because she looks like that would be a really weird lesbian experience. Like I'm probably gonna end up with like strawberries shoved up my asshole or something.
Oh wow, okay.
And then I would marry the first one because she looks like a dommy mommy who would put me in my place.
Yeah, so her name is actually Mommy. on.
You see, there you
yeah,
go.
there you go. Right,
I need my significant other to be the dominant one, and she gives off that energy. So, oh my god, she looks like a Final Fantasy character in that picture down there with the red straps. That is a Final Fantasy 10 ass outfit if I've ever seen one. Holy shit! Yeah, marry this one.
There you go. We found a new crush for Kirsche here. Tenarian says, I want Kirsche, Poppy, and Samantha as contestants on my dating show. We'll see if we can work that out. That'd be great. And finally, Emperor Corinthian says, in the 12th century England, the jester Roland the Farter was given a manor and 30 acres of land for performing a simultaneous jump, whistle, and fart for King Henry II every Christmas feast. Wow.
I wish houses were still that cheap. God damn.
Affluent, is that Affluent? Says, is no one else going to say this? Kirsche, your Medicare collab was amazing. Love the show, Craig and Loves. Okay,
thank you.
You did something with Mr. Medicare?
Yeah, we had a stream together on Sunday because he wanted to learn about my situation with Vice and if there was any other crazy stuff in the VTuber community. And you know, I can't give away all of the industry secrets, but there have been some crazy people. Like I brought up Stapler Chan, which was a very prominent what the fuck in the VTuber community a few years ago.
He's been a reoccurring request to have on the show, Mr. Medicare. For sure. So maybe we can reach out to him and see, because I understand he's pretty sick, right?
Yeah, he's got cancer AIDS. He posts his medical documents every so often. And like I think his most recent thing was he got some pretty bad kidney stones.
Oh boy.
And before that, his like spine has been compressing in on itself. So I'm gaining spine, he's losing spine.
No. All right. Maybe we can make that happen in the future. Joey says, so it looks like my FMK proof that nobody hates. Thank you, Joey. I'm guessing.
Well, you're underwater, so no one even heard what you said.
Well, thank you, Joey.
There you are.
Okay. Well, then let's roll out, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Everyone, go find Kirsche over on YouTube. She's obviously blowing up, which is great. Huge over on Kick.
And also sign up for notifications on my website, Kirsche.com.
You own Kirsche.com? Look at you.
I own Kirsche.com, and I'm having a merch drop tomorrow.
Ooh. Speaking of websites, go to SidescrollersPlus.com. You can become a free member over there. Literally cost you nothing. And we do have free stuff for you guys over there on a regular basis. Obviously, members have access to more stuff because it supports the show. It's the best way to support us and Kirsche and all of our Plus partners. So you can find a link right there. Guys, if you would like to support the show and you don't want to have any money, but you are paying for Amazon Prime, you guys can head over to twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig, and you guys can go over there and become a Prime member over here in the chat. So go over there and hit the follow button over there as well. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow when we're back at it again. Friday, who do we have tomorrow, Blabs?
Vera Dark.
Vera Dark will be joining us. How great is that? It will be excellent. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Kirsche, do you want to say anything before we go?
We're just normal men.
No,
Excellent.
we're just retarded side scrollers. We're branding.
I think we'll keep the normal thing, and we'll let other
We're
people solve that.
retarded.
We're retarded, but we're normal.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Honey Badgers, thank you very much for your support. Thank you guys all for your support today. Have a great rest of your day. Get outside, touch some grass, and remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Fatality, normal.